Hello everybody, let me fix that, and welcome back to Gran Terra Rebirth. I am John, the executive producer here at Final Show Films, and the game master for the evening, and joining me today is William.
Hi, I'm William, and I'm playing Baldrin Ironhand, Dwarven Cleric of the Forge.
And Cody.
I'm Cody, I'm playing Corbin, the human battle master.
And Mara.
Hi, I'm Mara, and I'm playing Hope Azamar, rogue/barbarian.
And Aaron.
Hey, I'm Aaron, and I'm playing Nyx, the human druid.
And Jeremy.
Hi, I'm Jeremy, and I'm playing Selena, the Fire Genasi, wild mage, sorcerer, con artist person.
And we'll not be joined by Sarah today. Sarah's not feeling well. But yeah. So, when last we left our heroes, they had just spent some time hanging out at the Adventurers Guild in town, in Core, looking for jobs and work and the like, and having decided that they have a couple of jobs they want to pursue, one being dealing with some worms of some kind that seem to be hostile to the folks over at Underhold, by way of the Underhold Mercantile Union's representative of Forge Master Durin. And after that, they that as well as a job for hunting wyverns up at the town of Clifftop. Between the two of these things, well, before going out, they decided they wanted to check around town and see if they could talk to a cleric regarding 5, which they found. They went to the Temple of Eidos, located on the Abyss Wall, on the inside of the Abyss Wall, and had a bit of a conversation with them, revealing that revealing that 5 had some form of conditioning as well, both magical and physical, which explained why 5 was unable to say anything but the words 5 and Papa. The cleric cast some sort of restorative spell upon 5 to help with the magical conditioning, but stated that the physical psychological trauma would have to be healed with time and care. With that, the adequately kitted out to provide such things party decided that they were going to go back to the Adventurers Guild to look up the bestiary to see exactly what they're going to be facing up in the caverns, and determine what their next step was from there. So you are all still in the city of Core. Looking at sort of just a few steps away from the Church of Eidos, or the Temple of Eidos, and you had previously stated a goal. Has that changed, or are you all heading over to the Adventurers Guild now?
I believe we were heading to Underhold after this, weren't we?
No, we needed
wanted to
research
check
what
Oh, right.
we're getting into.
We needed to, yeah,
get
find out what
5 checked on.
Now I know William doesn't listen to my intros.
I fully acknowledge I don't listen to your intros because that's the time that I use to type stuff up.
It's also the time that I used to figure out what my spells prepared for the day are.
Oh, I heard the entire intro.
Regardless.
Nyx is just following the group wherever
Yeah.
they're going.
We're going to go
Yeah.
back. I will introduce everybody to the library. I'm sure some of you will go nuts. You're not, and I will say you're not
Okay.
allowed to take them out without
Okay.
letting the librarian know.
What if they
But we
look
can
really
check things
valuable,
out?
though?
What
What's up?
What is the checkout
You can-
system?
I don't know if there's a checkout system. I don't really
Remember,
go there.
they
I
put a
normally take
magical
a job.
track on you to
I
ensure you
normally take a
behave.
job and then wait for the surprise. Sometimes it does not end well and I have to run away. Sometimes it's alright.
What
Running
if
away.
the books look really, really valuable, though?
Then you can bet that there's magic to trace them.
And remember,
Alright.
we all have magical trackers on us now. Oh, to ensure our good behavior.
You guys are no fun.
I mean, I don't care either way. Like, I haven't taken shit before.
It'd just be a harmless prank that would net me a profit. It's no big deal. But sure, we won't steal the valuable books. Let's go.
It's only borrowing until you get caught.
Exactly.
Can I just do a standard insight check to see if it seems like she's still planning on stealing books?
Sure.
Oh no.
As we're walking back.
Selena?
Yep.
You want to...
Holy.
That's a natural 20,
You wanna roll a
so...
deception
I'll give it a
check?
shot. What the fuck? Why not?
Natural
Curse again. As usual, this
Oh,
is
boy.
me rolling dice.
And you also got a
20.
natural 20 to contend
Also,
with.
I
Fucking called shot!
I'm
For those
so
at home,
sorry.
I said natural 20. She's actually the opposite.
Is that the second time you've called that shot, Jeremy?
No, I called it. And it is the second time I've called that shot.
Yeah, I didn't call it this time. I just assumed.
Natural 1.
So, yeah, with a
Just joking this entire time, she's not so stupid as to steal a book. She's just trying to get a rise out of everybody else because she thinks it's
Okay.
fun.
Nick Scholar wasn't going to intervene anyway. He was just curious.
I'd like to get some armor before we head out. Some better armor too. So we should go and read.
I mean, they have smiths inside the Adventurers Guild building, don't they? Or are they outside?
No, they have discounts with various merchants throughout the town. They do not have any like a foundry inside the guild.
Could let me know where the discounts are.
Yeah, I will.
Good.
Because I
Okay.
need to pick up some arrows.
I don't know if
also
I
think
can
about
go
what to see
read
if they
if you
have.
can pick me up armor. I need studded leather armor.
So hang on.
Shopping.
Sorry, I'm writing things down. So, who's going where?
I'm gonna go to the library because I'm good at research.
I think we're all going to research, and then we're all going to go weapon/armor shopping for things applicable to our characters.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
we'll do that.
So you all head back to the guild hall, and you Corbin can lead you swiftly to the library. Within, you find a large, well-built female Earth Ganassi, with sort of like at all the joints. There's just like sort of stony protrusions at the elbows, shoulders, and that sort of act almost like both spikes and armor. She wears just a sleeveless tunic that goes down into a long skirt that isn't a necessary long skirt because she also wears pants underneath it. And she is currently sort of has an armful of books, putting them onto a bookshelf as you guys come in. The library is it's modest. It's not the biggest library in the world, mostly because most of what they have are bestiaries and hunt journals and documentation related to stories adventurers might write and information that adventurers might need, as opposed to everything in existence. Like, it's not a magical archive. It's just none of these books would be particularly valuable to anybody other than adventurers. She's and so it's a 2-story library, but fairly tight. Like, it's not a big library. It's just a tall library.
Decent.
Okay.
Decent. This is pretty good. Excuse me.
Yep.
I'm wondering where the books on Underhold monsters are.
She sort of looks up for a minute, clicks her tongue on her teeth. Marketplace or underground?
Do we know? The ad didn't
Yeah,
say.
it's underground. We're
Underground. Okay. Yeah. I wasn't
Okay.
entirely sure.
First floor. She like sort of points you into like sort of the far corner. First floor section over there, marked with U's, or like just in the corner.
Thank you. Are they organized by any type?
Alphabet.
Alphabet. Thank you. I head over there,
Also,
and I'm looking up worms.
Jeremy's
W.
muted.
Important question. Alphabetical by what? Just title?
Yeah.
Okay.
In common.
I'm already headed over there.
Yeah.
do you have a section on, or section that might contain things on abyss humanoids, that sort of thing?
Small section, second floor above the door, she says, pointing up.
I'm going with Nyx in that direction.
All right.
I'll meet up
That
with you if
is
you guys
warm.
have any trouble with the worm stuff,
I'll
but
get it
you've
fixed.
got people.
We'll be
All right.
fine.
She goes back to stacking books. And so everybody make me investigation rolls. Anybody that's looking for information.
I think it's pretty obvious, but I'm looking for information on.
19.
God,
I
just
got a
had his name.
solid
Umbra.
12.
Umbra, and like, if things like Umbra, I'm assuming he has a species.
Yeah.
Or Nyx's. I know.
Yeah.
Investigation.
William,
15.
which section are you going to if you're going to anything?
I know most of Underhold, don't I? I've kind of
You
been
know
there
a
for a
bit.
while.
You know a bit. You know the marketplace. You've never been underneath. You've never been to the mine shafts or anything like that.
I've never really been in the caverns.
No, like you have no reason to go down into the caverns until now.
Yeah,
So-
I'll head for the underground monsters then.
All right. Go ahead and make me an investigation roll.
I doubled my roll,
You did.
From last time.
You doubled a natch 1, which makes it a natch 2.
which is a total of 4.
That's good. So
That's
you're-
okay. She's sort of bored and just flipping through.
15.
Book learning ain't her thing.
Yeah, you're sort of you're sort of glancing back at the librarian, trying to figure out if
Yeah.
she's worth anything.
And do I know her? Because
Make me an intelligence check with advantage because you are
Okay.
that kind of a person.
what do you mean, us people?
I mean a socialite. You do actually. Her name is Etra Hearthbone. She's actually one of the better off Ganassi in the city. She is worth quite a bit of money, but she's not like noble status. She's in the upper edge of the commoners, basically.
Okay.
And from
Does
what
she have any reason to hate me or want me dead that I know of?
not currently, she tends to stay out of the gossip circles.
Wonderful.
You do know that she's fairly matter of fact, no nonsense kind of a person.
Okay.
Which is kind of what's kept you from going after her previously, because
Right.
she's not the giggly, easily manipulated type.
Yep.
And also she has a penchant for crushing people's skulls if they make her mad. So
Noted. All right. Her
she's
money is safe for the moment.
you do know she's a barbarian.
Yep, her money is definitely safe for the moment. Until I learn something like old person. Or
Yeah.
Boop.
All right. Nyx, you and Selena go up and start looking through books. Selena's kind of just whatever, and you're looking through books, and you find a book, titled "On the Abyss and Its Relation to Eidos." And you start flipping
Propaganda,
through it.
but potentially interesting.
You start
propaganda.
flipping through it, and it's actually more function than essay. It's specifically related to clerics of Eidos have found that they have an easier time dealing with creatures summoned from the abyss using their divine powers than other clerics have. Things like that, sort of tactics related to if you have access to someone who draws their power from Eidos, what you can do in relation to, and it talks a little bit about ASMR. Specifically ASMR who draw power from Eidos, ASMR of Eidos who also draw power from Eidos, tend to have some ability to manipulate the abyss in some form or fashion. Recorded instances previously have been related to ASMR clerics of Eidos, who can trace their lineage back to Eidos, and that they still unknowing precisely how, were able to reverse, were able to stop the creation of something from the abyss, and sort of push it back through testing. The phenomenon hasn't been repeated. But it is a phenomenon that's still undergoing study. And you sort of flip a page, and as you do, a blank card falls down to your feet.
Probably gonna just pick it up, look at it.
So as you pick it up, you feel a pulse. That similar kind of pulse, but it's not like violent like it has been previously, just sort of like an acknowledgement, sort of a sympathetic thrum of magic. And as you feel that pulse, the blank card shifts in color. And it changes from just blank white to black with purple edging and very matter-of-fact block font saying, "I may have more information for you, child of the abyss." And then it just says, hang on, let me find the name. Shadeborn Nero.
And no,
sorry,
like,
Shadeborn Nero.
I'm sorry, this is entirely my fault. Neo or Nero?
Nero, Nero. Shadowborn Nero.
Okay. No, like, contact information or...
It does not have any sort of contact on it. But you do have sort of, while you're holding it, you do have this sort of, you can feel and sort of tune into the sort of sympathetic thrum of magical energy from the card.
Alright, so I'll sort of... Selena's in the same section, right?
Yeah, Selena's over, like, looking at
Probably
books.
at the same table, but is just sort of like...
Hey.
I mean, frankly, it probably looks like... Oh, it's not act. It probably looks like she's going through and looking for the pictures.
Finding none.
Hey, look at this.
Aww.
And I'll sort of show her the card while still trying to be holding it.
Huh?
So.
You see Nyx holding a blank card.
Congratulations, you have a bookmark.
I'll hand it to her, see if...
So, Selena picks it up. It's a blank card, and as it leaves your hand, that colorization vanishes.
Okay.
Still
I
a
think
blank
I
card?
found a secret calling card.
Still a blank card to Selena.
I mean, it's a very sturdy bookmark. But I don't need it at the moment.
It's like good quality
I haven't
cardstock,
found
too.
what I'm looking for.
Take it back.
As you grab it, goes back up again.
Wonder if...
Uh-huh.
So it definitely says something for me when I'm holding it. Can I do an Arcana check?
Sure.
Was that something you said out loud, or was that
Yeah,
something
that's something he is currently saying to you.
Are you also making an Arcana check, Selena?
Sure. I'm curious, and at the moment, outside of the obvious reasons, I have no cause to suspect that Nyx is insane. You know what? I'll give myself advantage on this.
Well, a 9 is certainly better than a 6.
Exactly how it normally works. And for those at home, it was the first roll again.
So Selena, there are certainly magics that could do that. You're not familiar with them. They're not your specialty.
Yeah.
They're not like enchantment or evocation, so you don't really handle it all that much.
Right.
For Nyx, just sort of looking at it and you feel like this is some form of illusion magic. This card has been by a particularly powerful magic user. This card has been enchanted in some way to respond only to people that it receives a sympathetic thrum, that sympathetic magical thrum from.
Okay.
So it's been.
Do we know anyone that can cast Identify? I am asking in character.
Downstairs, Boldrin sneezes.
Well, I'll ask. I want to experiment and see if it responds to 5 as well.
Actually, I don't know if I
can.
can. I think that might be a wizard thing.
It's knowledge
sure
cleric.
Arcana
Knowledge cleric.
Yeah, I'm not a knowledge cleric. I'm a force cleric.
knowledge.
I was going to say...
Sorry, a spider flew at me and I don't know where it went.
That's the worst.
Let's be honest. Even if you could, Selena wouldn't suggest you.
That too.
Well, it's not... I don't normally have to identify things. I normally just get the things and then I sell them. So I don't know it. Maybe the members of this fucking guild shit. Maybe somebody here, the guild offers some identification service.
We can ask the ranger later. I'm gonna try and essentially concentrate on the card like I'm trying to call a phone number.
So you can definitively concentrate on that feeling, that sympathetic pulse, and you sort of focus to it, and you're pretty certain you could identify. You're pretty certain you could identify the person to whom this magic belongs to, just by that feeling. And if they're powerful enough, you might be able to identify them from a distance if you're in the right area.
Just as clarification, I've never felt a pulse from 5, right? Just from...
Not in this particular way, no.
Okay.
As you're looking at it, you're thinking that sounds like a title, though.
Mm-hmm.
So...
so
what does it say?
It says that someone named Shadowborn Nero, or titled Shadowborn Nero, has more information for Children of the Abyss.
Selena, you know who that is.
Who is that?
Shadowborn Nero is a member of the Elemental Magisters.
Oh.
You know the Elemental Magisters because you have been pointedly trying to not get near them.
Okay.
Because they are highfalutin, high powerful, snooty magic users who may or may not
those.
who yeah, A, fuck those dudes, B, dangerous to try to con. So
yeah. Well, good luck with that.
Insight check.
Sure.
Go for it. Let's see if I'm any better at this point.
22.
Fuck
your rolls have been steadily going up, but now
That's
that I've brought it
true.
up, they will go right back down.
Natural 20.
Yep.
That's not what it was. I'm just seeing if I can get it again.
Ooh,
15.
that's pretty good.
Not natural, but still 20.
Not enough, but pretty good.
You definitely sense that there was a reaction when you said the name from Selena,
Yes.
but you don't know what that reaction particularly indicated. Just that Selena probably knows a little bit more than she's wanting to say.
Hey, if you have any information on the person who's seeking out my soul and or
he is
those related
not a
to
dude
him,
you want to fuck with.
it's fine.
Okay.
I'm not so typed to seek this stuff out.
So he's sorry, what elemental magisters?
Yeah, he's one of the elemental magisters.
I'm assuming I
just
recognize
the
that
last word.
organization.
No.
It went fuzzy in my
Okay.
brain whether magisters was the right word
Yeah,
for or
yeah,
not. So
yeah.
he's part of the elemental magisters. They're the super powerful magical fuck stains who think about everything that you're going to have the typical thoughts of somebody like that about. They're probably accurate.
Yeah, we're staying the fuck away from those
Thank
people.
And
not mentioning this card to anyone.
you
What
do,
card?
You do know, you also know, Selena, that they are the foremost of magical knowledge in the city of Kor.
Okay.
They are
Relatedly.
they are the wizard tower.
Yes. Yes.
Each individually.
And like I said, I'm sure every stereotype that you have for them probably applies.
I turn the book around and slide it towards Selena. I think I know what Umbra was.
Okay. How about you cliff notes it for me?
Fine. ASMR of the Abyss apparently sometimes have the ability to manipulate the Abyss, control what spawns or how it spawns.
Well, specifically there was
fucking
Or ASMR of Eidos.
ASMR of Eidos, and specifically there is one recorded instance of a ASMR cleric of Eidos being able to stop the Abyss from spawning something.
Okay.
So there's some evidence that an ASMR cleric of Eidos and ASMR who can trace their lineage to Eidos have a connection to the Abyss, one specifically even being able to stop something from coming out. Given the thematic resemblance between the Abyss and what is within myself, if that's a part of him, and given what I felt from him, it's fair to say there's a good chance that he is an ASMR of Eidos.
Okay.
Or similar entity. But that tells us anything more about how to kill him permanently, but...
I mean... I tend to find fireworks really well. But... So he's...
I did try fire. I had a giant fire.
Yes, but I don't think we tried hard enough with
Okay, more fire next time. This
more
is a good
fire. So here's my curiosity question.
Yeah.
And this is going to sound way more insulting than it is, because it's not meant to sound. It's not meant to be insulting. But what makes you and our bi-wordle friend special among people who came out of the Abyss?
Like I told you, I'm not even entirely sure if I came out of the Abyss. But
well, I mean,
what I know of my past is I unlocked something or found something. I can't exactly remember how. And that something inside of me probably massacred my family and also many members of my village, I think.
Okay.
That's all word of mouth, essentially, because the thing I can remember is being brain blasted and locked away by a powerful mage.
Mm-hmm.
Hence the staying away from the powerful mage thing. So my assumption is whatever is inside of me is the thing that this guy is looking for. Have not any physical evidence of it necessarily, aside from there's a few bugs on my hand. Magic. My assumption is something similar happened to 5. Or at least 5 also carries the same sort of essence for other reasons. Umbra claims that whatever it is his.
Mm-hmm.
And consequently, we are his.
Yes, I remember him babbling something about that.
But as far as the exact nature of the thing within me, damn it, don't say MacGuffin. MacGuffin isn't a word my character would know.
I was gonna say we're venturing dangerously close to the Linkin Park song right now.
Geez, huh? Character concept.
It was less crawling inside Nyx's skin and more exploding out of Nyx's skin when you saw it.
I mean, just in general. Sorry. Anyways.
Yes, Nyx does talk like a Linkin Park song. Thank you for noticing.
So I guess where does that leave us?
I mean, I'm going to punch him with a lot of fire if he ever comes back.
I support that. Like I said, I'm all about the fire.
And I think that's where that is.
It's good information.
Sometimes these things have like warning labels or weaknesses.
Speaking of weaknesses, we cut back to the other side of the library, where our intrepid adventurers have looked through books, and so there's 3 of you and 5 are all over there. 5's just sort of fiddling with stuff, not putting anything into her mouth currently.
Good.
Just looking at things. And
I got a 12, just for a reminder.
12, a 19, and a 15. So yeah, no, the 3 of you are pretty easily able to find a couple of different books related to the various creatures in the Underdark. And Baldrin and Corbin, you're finding... You immediately find stuff about purple worms. And these massive, worm-like entities that churn through the dirt and chew up ore and chew up rocks and spit out ore in their passing. And your first thought is no, fuck no.
If I can kill it from the inside, maybe.
Because big and scary. Hope, you sort of flip you. Assuming that there's more than one kind of worm, continue through a bestiary that you find, and you do find rockworms. These are similar to the purple worm in that they serve the same function, but they are on a much, much, much smaller and more commonly found scale. They are about the size of a dog, and they also burrow through rock chewing up rock and spitting out ore behind them. They are commonly fairly passive. They are blind, and they sort of have as you can determine from the book, they sense motion and through like vibrations. They are poisonous, and they are like I said, typically docile. They don't typically bother anybody, and in fact, they're fairly useful because miners can typically follow their trails and find veins of ore, and once they've established a large enough like mining corridor, these things don't go there because lots of noise means lots of danger, so they tend to stay away. So you're finding it difficult to imagine what could be driving them closer to the miners or making them hostile. Yeah. The only thing you can imagine that would be making them hostile would be something bigger trying to eat them. Like because just from what you're reading, they go towards where less danger is, and if they've determined that the populated mines where the dwarves are mining is less dangerous, that means something more dangerous has appeared further down.
Would I have any idea what that is? Like natural predators?
Make me a nature roll.
Okay. I'm not great at nature. Hope is a city girl.
The only reason you can make the roll is because you have a book in front of you.
All right.
You don't know.
That's a 6. Okay.
There's nothing published, at least not in the books that you're finding, related to that. Mostly it's all about just... It doesn't seem like hunting them comes up very often. Typically, if somebody were to hunt something underground, it would be the bigger one, not the smaller ones.
Yep.
But for the amount of money you guys are getting paid, you figure it's probably the rockworm, not a purple worm.
Okay. All right. So it's rockworms, I think.
Oh, okay, that's good.
It should be. Yeah.
I found something
poisonous,
way worse.
So tell the casters that poison won't work on them. Probably.
Well, fortunately, it seems like most of our group is composed of fire rather than poison.
Well, that's pretty good. So just pop them. It'll be fine.
Jeremy, you're muted.
You're muted, Jeremy.
Damn it, I focused all of my spells on Poison Ball and Poison Arrow and Poison Storm.
Yeah, so we'll just go do that. Pretty easy. Off chance there may be something that comes up after them that we may have to run away from very fast, but that's not our job, so not our problem.
We'll keep our eyes open and see what we can find.
Death and destruction is my bet.
We should probably find the others. I have a feeling that they're talking about us right now.
What? Are you getting a prickle on the back of your neck?
Just a little bit.
So paranoid. Let's go find them.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, you guys, and you remember where Etra told them to go. So you head up to the bookshelf above the door, and you find the two of them sitting there at a table, talking about books. Apparently.
All right. Find anything?
Rosalina has managed to position the book so she has a proper footrest on the table. And has put one so she's sitting on it, so that way her legs aren't too high up, and it's a nice even sort of relaxed position.
Careful, you might learn something through osmosis that way. Just
that's
saying.
my hope. So
Nyx will roll around the book at them.
So Nyx shows you all a book about the Abyss, the relationship between the Abyss and Aasimar, specifically Aasimar of Eidos.
Okay.
Thoughts on the possibility that this is what we were fighting before?
Oh, you mean that guy?
At least Umbra, if not the other one. I don't think I caught her name.
Well, we've found a little bit more information on what we're hunting for.
Good.
Yeah, rockworms, and they're off chance something is probably chasing them up, so we may have to run away from that very fast. But rockworms, it should be fine. I'm not sure.
At the moment, I am officially referring to the other one as Masky McTwat-Twat.
It's particularly long.
It doesn't
If
roll.
anybody else has a better plan, better name.
No, I don't know.
Warts.
They're a weird pair. I don't.
I don't say pair, now I'm imagining terrible, terrible, terrible things.
Why?
You started it.
I did not start it. Your mind made that up.
Umbra and the one with daggers.
Yes.
Masky.
The one with sharp objects. Okay. So we need to go and get weapons. By the way, casters, you should probably not use poison because these are poisonous worms. So
It's unlikely, but do I know
FYI.
anything about rockworms? Weaknesses or anything?
Give me a nature check.
I will be sure to use none. I will be
17.
sure to avoid using none of my spells that involve poison.
okay, good.
You you don't know much about rockworms. You've never really gone that far north. And they don't exist, as far as you're aware, alongside the abyss.
Well, I mean, everything shows up alongside the abyss eventually, but not that I've encountered.
At least not on the surface alongside the abyss. Rockworm brings to mind a couple of things, a worm that burrows through or eats rocks. And so
I'll try that. Why not? This'll be.
That's pretty much the only bit of info that you've got.
Sounds like a worm.
Selena, some kind of worm.
Yep.
We might also, strategy-wise, look into investing in things that make noise besides us. Because they get attracted to noise and vibrations. So maybe we get things like that. If you have anything thundery, boom.
Nope. Well.
What
okay, and I guess
useful
technically
things do you have? Is my question, because currently you are very good at making yourself tall suddenly and lightning that strikes people that we don't want to hit, and a lot of fire. So anything with noise.
You're right. I guess I'm just useless. I will tag along behind and cling behind you to rescue me at every opportunity.
I'm not going to rescue you. Fine.
I'm sorry, did I say
That way.
rescue? I meant push you in front of me.
Ah.
So that they eat you first.
Uh-huh.
I can change my spells when I sleep, so I'll have
Good.
something.
There we go.
Earth tremor probably will freak them out.
Yes.
This is the most cooperative party ever.
What are you talking about? We cooperate fine. We just argue every step along the way before that point.
Like I said,
We are the
most cooperative.
Avengers. We constantly snark at each other.
Avengers.
But we're not
foreshadow
avenging
future
anything.
fights that might not happen.
The Avengers asterisk.
So, weapons. And armor. I
don't
need
know. I feel
upgrades.
like I'm wearing too much clothing though to be Scarlet Witch.
If you need weapons, I can forge anything you might
No,
need.
you're Tony Stark. You're the alcoholic failure.
I've got enough weapons, but I need better armor.
What kind of armor are we talking?
Leather.
Yeah, I work mostly with metal. If you need a breastplate, I could probably do that, but
I don't do armor.
Nope.
It doesn't complement well.
So you guys heading out to
So,
find
yep.
a armor shop? Okay.
Corbin, where are the discounts?
All right.
Corbin?
Corey. Is
Yeah,
your
looks like we have lost Cody's voice.
Cody's microphone's not working.
Can you get
Corey?
Yep, we can hear you now.
Yeah, we can hear you.
We could
I
hear
just
you
asked
for
where
about
the discounts.
half a word.
We could hear you say, "Can you guys?" And then that was all we
Yeah,
could hear.
and now you've frozen.
Oh wait, you're not frozen anymore.
Oh,
You're not
there we go.
frozen anymore. Can you hear?
Oh,
So I'm-
now he's
Oh,
As we're
Can you make noise with your mouth now?
I've been trying
We can
to.
hear you.
Okay. I've been trying to.
Okay.
we can kind of hear you.
So I'm gonna see weapons, enchanted weapons, see what they have in terms of that.
Alright, so, for regular gear, Corbin can point you to Boulette Bills. Boulette Bills is a dwarven weapon wholesaler, weapon and armor wholesaler, located in Core, on the market square.
Is all of his armor painted black with angry white eyes?
No, but his sign is a boulette, the iron-plated rhino things that burrow through the ground, and it's just that, and then bills underneath it.
well, that's suspicious.
And there you can find anything in the player's handbook, weapons and armor, for weapons and armor, that is under that is 50 gold or less. And because you with your Adventurers Guild badge, you get a 5 gold discount on everything.
Ooh, okay.
Unless of course it only costs 5 gold, in which case it's a 1 gold discount. But it's like a percentage discount, 10% discount.
That's not how percentages work.
It's a 10%
quite,
discount. I was thinking 50. I was thinking 5 gold off 50, which is 10%, but it's a 10% discount.
I am buying
So-
myself some studded leather.
Arrows only cost 1 gold. Like 20 arrows cost 1 gold, so
10% off that,
okay.
which is that would be 1 copper. It would make it 9 silver.
Yep.
Basically.
Yeah.
Instead of 1 gold. Math.
Yep, I'm getting studded leather armor, so my AC is now 12.
Alright.
Yay.
Hey, 12 AC.
Oh, yeah.
I want to see if I can get a magic weapon.
All right. So for magical enchantment, you guys are pointed, or magical enchantment and potion purchases. If you guys want to buy potions, you are pointed to Giordani's Wonder Emporium.
Okay.
Giordani is a small gnome that looks like he's a small gnome that looks like the textbook picture of a gnomish wizard. Small,
So big fluffy white beard.
big fluffy white beard that's frazzled as if he's been recently electrocuted, with like just like the monk cut, like no hair on top, just around the sides, also frazzled, wearing a blue robe that has like various items sort of like sewn into it, and standing on a stool behind his counter, because for some reason he made the counter large enough that a human can stand at it comfortably, so he has to have like an escalating stool. He's a weird guy. But there you can get anything that's in the Adventurer's Gear list, anything, and you can get health potions, regular health potions for 50 gold each, which you guys get a 10% discount on all of his stuff as well. So
45
gold
45?
for health potions.
Okay. I'll get a
And
regular.
for magic enchanting, he doesn't have any enchanted weapons in stock currently. He does. We do occasionally get magical implements from various adventurers who come to sell their off gear, but we do not currently have anything at the moment. Be sure to check back in regularly as our stock rotates. And as he says our stock rotates, a couple things on the shelf spin around, and he goes, "Not like that, you fucker. That's not what I meant."
It's good.
The perils of setting up Apple Home and then talking.
Yes.
I get a regular healing potion.
Right. So yeah, you have Boulette Bills and Giordani's Wonder Emporium are the two places that you can buy those things.
Damn it. I'm not proficient in great swords.
Oh, it's so sad. My cleric is not either, and it's slightly sad. Stuck with axes.
Alright. So, you do your shopping.
Yeah.
I'll buy a health potion.
I'm gonna try to unload these 3 gemstones I picked up out of the pockets of the locker room of the police station.
Okay.
Oh,
To
no.
who?
To probably the gnome.
Ah, yes, you have something to sell.
Yeah.
What would you like to give me?
I'm curious what you would offer for these. And as you have it was literally just gemstones. One is opaque blue, one is gray black, one is light blue.
Ah, let me see here. He picks them up, looks at them.
Thing about being a thief, any price is a good price when you paid nothing to get it.
And so he pulls out this little like jeweler's monocle.
Right.
Holds it up close, and as he pulls the gem out, the monocle extends out like a telescope as he pulls it out and puts back in. And as he moves the gem around, the monocle just like extends and follows it. It's very weird looking. Not particularly good cut, not very good clarity. Looks like someone found it in a gem sock somewhere. Distinctive, but I could probably part with these for 30 gold apiece.
30 a piece?
I should say acquire these
Really?
for 30 gold apiece, yes.
Can I do an insight check to see if he's giving an honest assessment or sees something else
Sure.
to them? Natural 1.
Seems fair to you.
Yeah.
You've never seen these gems before.
Really? I feel like maybe I'm not trying to sound I just feel like, we're heading towards the city we're going to.
Underhold.
Underhold.
Underhold. Duh. That was the problem. I kept wanting to say Underdark, and I knew that wasn't it. We're going to Underhold, and I feel like they might have not that I doubt your appraising skills, but they might have people who are more experienced. Maybe they could do it there, unless I don't really want to carry them with me that far. Could you do 50 apiece?
Make me a persuasion check.
Yep. $17.
Hey, not bad.
He looks at it. Well, I certainly want you to go off to Underhold with these, mostly because they'll probably just tell you they're not worth anything and take them off you for nothing. But I don't like to see people with that adventurer's bad swindled, you see. Well,
Of course not.
in such a case, well, I will have to. These will have to undergo massive cleaning up and restructuring via magical means, as well as proper cutting in order to be fit into anything particularly useful. Although low-quality gems are indeed useful for certain magical reagents, so I could potentially sell it to the magisters or some other adventuring.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Give you 40. And as he pulls the gem away, and it just... He keeps it held up, and he's looking at you, but, like, through it.
42.
It's a deal! Hold out a hand.
Done.
Alright, you get 42 gold.
Nice.
Times 3, so...
Yep, so 126. And that gives me 126, was 1, so 243... And I will also buy a couple of healing potions off him. So, which those gems paid for. Thank you very much. Plus a little extra. Who said crime doesn't pay?
Absolutely nobody.
Right?
Suddenly Batman appears.
Fuck.
No one's gonna trace the handful of gems that one guard had in his locker that far.
Let's be honest. I'm a red-skinned, fire-wielding con artist. I am pretty much a Batman villain.
It's true.
Like Batman 20th level monk of shadows suddenly appears.
Fuck.
With the cloak of the bat on and everything.
Yep. So yeah.
Yes.
That done. I'm done with all of my shopping.
Alright. So, you are all finished with your shopping. Is there any other errands any of you want to run while you're in core?
I need to hawk the rest of the gear that I've got that I didn't get to sell because of the attack on the marketplace.
How much do you have left?
I have 1 greatsword, 1 battle axe, 1 warhammer, 1 war pick, and 1 shield.
Alright. You can try to sell it to your companions, or you can set up, or you can try to sell it at cost to bullet bills. Because he doesn't typically buy in bulk, but you are a member of the guild. You are a member of the Adventurers League, the Adventurers Guild.
We are not Adventurers League members. I don't think any of our characters are Adventurers League viable.
Nope. But yeah, you can sell them at cost to
At book cost or
his cost. So
at his cost. Okay.
Yeah, the reduced price, but.
Okay, because at cost in like selling terms typically means the cost it took you to make it.
Yeah.
Which is.
Do you try and sell them to the group?
I mean,
What all
I'd
do you have?
I'd ask the question of anyone if they wanted. So, if any of you need any weapons left in my inventory that I need to clear out before I head out anywhere, I've got a greatsword, a battle axe, a warhammer, a war pick, and a shield left.
Oh God, yeah.
Please
no.
tell me the shield isn't made of metal.
The shield is actually, I believe it's a wooden buckler. It's just a regular. It's just shield that I put together.
Be whatever you want, yeah.
Yeah, it's a wooden buckler with an iron band holding it together. That's about it.
Does that count as being metal for my druidness or no?
Yes, it does.
Fuck.
It has to be entirely wood.
Apparently my magic doesn't work well with metal, I've discovered, so no thanks.
Very well. Corbin, you need any of these weapons?
How much do you
No,
want for
I
a
picked
shield?
up everything that I needed.
For a shield?
Yeah.
Well, typically I'd be selling it in the market for 10 gold, but since it's going to an adventuring partner who would be helping to keep me alive with it, I'd sell it for 7.
7, 5.
I have to actually make money off these things. It took me 5 to build it.
6.
Okay, I con people out of their money, and that I think that's cold.
Sure, I can do 6. It's fair.
All right, 6. I toss you 6 gold.
I give you
And
my
I take
shield.
the Yes. All right.
It's a 20% profit.
All right. Oh yeah, so you can sell them 2 bullet bills. He'll take them.
All right, yeah. So, all right.
Which would be
do you want any Corbin?
No, I've picked up everything that I need.
So, said it was a 5% discount.
If you want to keep the greatsword
Yeah.
around, maybe I'll use it eventually.
So,
All right, I'll hold
question:
the sword for you.
you didn't say it explicitly, but do either of these places sell kits?
Giordani's would. He sells
Okay.
anything on the adventurer's gear list, and Kits qualify as being on the adventurer's gear list.
What's a 10% discount on 5 gold, math people?
It'd be
A
5
10%
that'd be
discount on 5
silver,
gold
so
would be
it'd be 1 electrum
it
less.
would be 4 gold, 5 silver.
Okay.
Or 4 gold, 1 electrum.
Don't
Why
currently
would
have
you
any
possibly
electrum.
want electrum?
Or 9 electrum.
Or 4 gold and 50 copper.
Fine, I'll put it in my sheet as electrum.
Don't
You're being
Don't do it. Don't do it.
If you-
Other PCs of mine would vastly encourage you, but Selena's like, why? Why would you even do that?
So
Actually,
9
no,
to
I'm not.
12.
That's
Note to
confusing.
self: include electrum in all loot piles.
I like that electrum is one of the biggest controversies in this group.
All right. So you all make your purchases, and you are ready to head out.
26 gold, 1 electrum piece. That's how much I make off of everything but the greatsword, which I hold on to.
And you guys are ready to head out. Are
Yes.
you taking horses?
Oh,
cart?
one quick thing. This is sorry, I should have said this beforehand. So I know that they have I'm sure they have playing cards. Do they have blank playing cards?
At Giordani's? No.
Do they have them at the other place?
Bullet bills? No. But they do. But you would know they do have the materials you would require to make playing cards blank.
That'll be good.
Yeah. You'd have to buy them both, but you would need playing cards themselves, and then you would need
Just like white
um
or some kind of
it is
fantasy whiteout.
in the alchemist kit, but I'm trying to think of if it's sold individually or not. It's a part of the alchemist kit, but you could use you could just buy. I'll just say you could buy, for the price of an oil flask. You could buy it independently.
Okay. Good. That gives me something to do on our trip.
Let's see. Actually, it's part of the forgeries kit, but yeah, you could buy it independently.
Awesome.
All right. Yeah,
Oh, I have a forgery kit anyways.
Oh, well, then you already have the stuff that you need. You just have
Perfect.
You just need the cards. So, yeah,
Yes.
using
Okay,
a
I buy a deck of
kit,
cards.
Using a forgery kit, and you can, whenever you want, you can make a check with the forgery kit to try to blank the cards.
Okay. Sweet.
All right. And you all prepare to head out. Are you heading out with your horses, or are you heading out with your cart, or without? You
Are we
can't-
buying mounts?
You can
horse.
You can stable the stuff at the guild if you want, or you can rent a cart that'll take you to Underhold in less time than it would take for you to go less time it would take for you to walk or ride.
I mean, going on the cart allows us to not all be marching the entire distance, and also we don't have to spend any money to get other horses.
I wasn't gonna buy a horse.
How many people can my cart carry? Can it carry all of us?
I mean, it can't carry you all. It can, like, one or two of you can sit in it, and the rest of you can walk alongside it. It's a shopping. It's like a fold-up merchant stall. It's not designed to hold lots of people.
I need to get a larger merchant stall. That's also a house. I need to get a mobile home.
Goals.
Life goals.
Goals there. You get your fantasy Winnebago and can wander around the entire continent.
I would totally get a fantasy Winnebago.
Yes.
Or we can just.
I mean,
I will stable the stall because I'm going to underhold anyway.
Okay.
Which means you have an oxen. Oh no,
it was a mule.
Yeah, it was a mule. Yeah, you have a mule.
I can turn into a panther once in a while.
I mean, I'm buying myself a goddamn riding horse, so...
You can buy a horse, or you can rent a cat.
I will buy an oxen and a large saddle.
I mean, functionally, it doesn't matter between riding or buying or renting, because renting is going to be cheaper, but it's going to die either way, so I'm going to face penalties when I get back, so I might as well buy one and not rack up a negative reputation with the renters.
So while you guys are having this discussion, you do have to go over to where the coaches and the horses are. You do notice that there are two different types of coaches that they have at the stablery. They have a standard coach, which is 3 copper a mile, and it's a pair of pretty sturdy, well-bred horses and a large traveling coach that can hold up to like 8 people comfortably. Hey. They also have a bit more expensive coach that's floating on its own. It looks to be about the same size, but it has no visible horses or wheels.
And that's just like
you
rent out
really
this
want to do one of these, don't you?
No, I'm just letting you know that you have the option. I actually because I like talking about things.
How expensive would the floating carriage be?
It is exactly twice as expensive as the regular carriage, which is 6 copper a mile instead of 3.
You know, the thing's gonna break, guys.
No, I designed it when I was designing like the how to traverse between cities thing, and you guys didn't need it previously, so there was no need to inspect it closely. I was like, oh yeah, one of the coaches floats.
Well, how many miles to Underhold?
It is 90 miles to Underhold.
90 times 6.
90 times 6 would be 540 copper, which divided by 10 would be 54 silver, which would be
5 gold.
5 gold at 5 gold, 4 silver.
5 gold, 4 silver? Okay. That's not too bad.
For which one? For the floaty shit?
For the magic coach, yes.
Yeah, for the floating one.
That's still what I want. What I put in chat.
Yep, you can, so an oxen with a large saddle.
I will be buying a riding oxen.
Oh no.
Because I cannot afford a horse and I want an oxen.
Well, an oxen's going to be
well, if you would just
steal
steal gems from guards
no, they're
like
15.
Where are you seeing the price of oxen? Because it's
in trade goods.
Yep.
Because I have a mount.
Oh,
yeah.
So,
yeah. One.
So 1 pound of
15 pounds of
saffron
or 1 ox.
Yeah. That's not a riding ox.
No.
The riding ox, the extra gold from the warhorse comes in the training.
Not trained to ride.
The extra
still a beast bird.
The extra gold.
You have fun with that.
Is meant to be for it to be trained, not to throw you off and stomp you to death.
You can always get a riding elephant.
No, I can't.
A riding elephant.
They are not available.
Oh. No, the Abyss hasn't spat out an elephant that someone's trained to ride?
Spat out an elephant that someone is trained to ride. No,
that's just because none of them have showed up at Miracle's house.
Oxen are they're not trained to be ridden. These oxen, at least that you can buy, are not trained to be ridden. They're trained to pull plows and things for like a farm.
Okay.
You can buy one if you want and try to ride it. It will just require animal handling checks.
I will do that.
All right. So you spend 15 gold for one ox.
Good luck with that.
And it's going to be a special. It's going to be a special saddle. So it's going to be 20 gold.
Exotic saddle.
It's going to be not exotic. It's going to be 20 gold for because it's literally twice the size of a normal riding saddle.
So just a regular. Okay, yeah. Well, I can't even afford the saddle.
Are we buying the
so
coach
I will buy a
no?
heavy blanket.
Yes, let's just rent a coach.
All right. So while you guys are talking about whether or not you're getting a coach, Corbin comes back leading an oxen with a blanket on its back by a lead.
What is that?
I'm using to get the underhold.
Oh no! You're gonna slow us all down. How
I mean,
fast
as far
does
as
that
I'm
thing go?
concerned, it looks to me like Corbin just bought dinner.
We were talking about fire earlier.
We're not going to set the things we're riding on fire.
No, we would not set it on fire first. We would properly slaughter it and then cut it up, and then we would cook it with fire.
I think he might have gotten attached to it. I think he might have already named it.
Oh, God.
Not yet, but
know.
if you touch it, I will kill you.
What's its name?
I don't have a
I
name
take
yet.
that as a challenge, and a challenge that I can win, dear.
Oh, fuck it. Now I don't want to buy a horse, because the horses, I'm sure the oxen will be like a horse eater or something. Let's get the goddamn carriage.
Is that price just for the entire trip, or is it per person?
One way, so trip. It's the trip for the coach.
Okay.
All right, so I can front 5 gold and 4 silver for a coach trip.
Hey, go for it.
Well,
I give them 5 gold and my electrum piece, and I get a silver back.
That is exactly what happens, and it's a stout little halfling sort of sitting up on the couch talking with the baggage guy who's a human, sort of sitting on one side and look over to him. Okay, 1 silver back for you. Thank you very much. Feel free to talk to the boy. He'll load your stuff in. He'll load your stuff however you want, and climb on in. And when you're ready, let me know. Just tap on the glass, he says, indicating the glass window that separates him from the interior of the coach.
So wait, we're taking the coach?
Mm-hmm.
yes.
Yeah,
I mean, guys are,
most of us are. If you wanna have fun with I don't know.
I'll go take him to the guild. Jeez.
If
you should name him first.
If the human's like, it's not a problem. We can load the oxen with the luggage.
Fair enough.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It'll fit in there.
Yeah.
Oh, I this is so exciting. I am so on board for this.
Yes.
If you all have your if you'll just let me offload your luggage, your bags, your chests, whatever you need, off to one side, and I will load it in for you.
Okay.
All right.
I put my pack and the great sword to one side.
Let's see. I put my burglar's pack on one side, but nothing else. I'm keeping most of my stuff with me.
Yeah.
Now, bearing in mind, for just so you guys have the visual, the carriage is rough. Like think like the typical like nobility carriages like in London and things like that. It's roughly that size, just without the wheels or a horse and just floating. Just so you have the visual correct.
Yep. Yeah. I'm keeping all my stuff with me. I will sit crammed in with like things sticking into the backs of my knees.
Okay.
I am not leaving it.
Okay. So Hope's not leaving anything on the side. Boulder's putting stuff. So as you guys start putting stuff on the side,
I am 100% not leaving anything on the side.
The human walks around to the back of the carriage, reaches up, grabs a latch, and twists and pulls. And as he twists and pulls, the back of the carriage falls down into a ramp. And a couple of you look over, and it leads into like a warehouse, like some sort of room.
I will walk him in there.
And he walks the oxen in, and he comes back out, picks up all of your stuff, puts it back in, puts whatever you guys are letting him put in the luggage compartment in. Comes back, closes up the back. All right, you're all good to go. Feel free to climb in.
How does it go? How do we get it to move?
Oh, don't worry about that. The driver will handle that.
Who's the driver?
The guy we just met.
The
I know
halfling
whom I was speaking to about.
the halfling
Okay.
leans
All right.
over and
Okay.
waves.
Yeah, the
All
halfling
right.
I was speaking to about 2 minutes ago.
Getting
Got
in
it.
the cart.
I'm confused. Okay.
As you get in, so you open the door and you step in and you sort of sit down and you realize there's a lot more room on the inside than you were expecting. In fact, there's like the carriage on the outside can only be like 4 feet by only like 6 feet by 4 feet. But when you get in the inside, it's like a lounge, like a good sized lounge for like an inn.
I'm contractually obligated to make a Doctor Who reference. There you go.
So you hop in and there's plenty of room, and you all come in and there's plenty of room for all of you. There's no like amenities or anything. It still like feels like the inside of a carriage, and the windows are
Really
on
big carriage.
the
inside.
windows are on the windows are on the appropriate sides, so you can like lean out and get air if you want. But it's just as if the inside of the carriage was several times larger than the actual carriage itself.
Mm-hmm.
And then halfling is waiting for your signal to go.
Yep. I
All
find
right.
somewhere to get comfortable.
There's plenty of places to get comfortable.
Sweet.
Once everybody's on board, Boldrin just kind of taps the glass to signal him.
All right, it shunk open. And where to, sir? Underhold?
Underhold?
Yep. All right.
Yup.
Shunk. And you feel the carriage start to move. And then you feel the carriage start to rise. As those of you sitting next to windows look out and see as the carriage lifts off and goes up into the air.
How far up?
Enough to pass over the walls as it crests over the walls of Kor and heads off to the north.
Oh, never gonna get used to that.
Yeah, you do feel
is
that sort
odd.
of earth leaving underneath you feeling as it rises into the air.
Something a dwarf is never supposed to feel.
Ah, that's good stuff.
This is weird. Okay. I'm...
Yes,
You hear an oxen mooing somewhere.
I'm gonna be practicing while we're riding in this thing. I'm gonna just be practicing, like getting on his back and riding around in circles.
Oh no,
until
he's not
go.
visible. Like from inside the coach, you can't see him.
Oh, you put him in the trunk.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the
I
magical
thought I was
trunk,
gonna
yes.
walk back there with him.
No.
Is there a hatch to see in the trunk?
No.
Damn it.
You can hear him though. You
Yeah.
know he's alive.
Should have named him. He's got an imprint on you, so don't lose him.
So those of you that are
I find a quarter.
Those of you that are looking out the window, you can see you're moving at a pretty good clip, following over the river, over the lake, and then the river north, and you can see the mountains in the distance. You figure what would normally be about a week's worth of travel looks like it's going to be about a couple days.
Cool.
And
This is
so,
good.
and as once you're set and moving, you hear a ding sound, and a voice comes in through the just through the ceiling. It's not really coming from anything. It's just sort of emanating
Please inform
from the
us
room
about
around you.
the emergency exits, please.
Well, hello everyone, and thank you for flying with the Core City Coach. I am Lightfeather, your driver today. For this trip to Underhold. If you require any assistance, please let me know. At regularly scheduled lunch and dinner times, your amenities will be provided. Please do not interfere with the trolley. If you have any questions, let me know. Ding.
I feel like he's going to rave about the vegan menu because his name is Lightfeather.
Where are the emergency exits?
Ding. There are none.
Y'all need to just relax. See, she pulls her boots off, gets
Traveled in
comfortable.
one of these before? These
No.
just
I
do
have
not
no
seem
contextual
safe.
frame of reference, and thus I'm assuming this is completely normal.
Look, we're in the carriage at this point. If it's gonna crash and kill us all, there isn't much currently that we can do to stop it. So don't get all stressed and nervous about it.
Hmm.
Who was stressed? I mean, this
I
is
don't like
weird,
it, that's
but-
all.
I point at Hope.
Meh. This is weird.
And yeah,
Fine.
she just curls up in a
Fine.
corner somewhere and starts working on her cards.
Go ahead and give me a forgery kit check.
Yep.
Bosco.
Using it would for this particular it would use intelligence.
Not Dex to.
It's not particularly
I mean,
dexterous
functionally
process.
does. Oh, actually, my intelligence is actually higher than my Dex.
It's not a particularly dexterous process to forge cards. It is more a knowledge. It's more your knowledge of the chemicals and how long to leave them in the bath.
I
Let's
mean,
start a chemical fire on this airplane.
functionally, it doesn't
Yes.
matter. It's +2 either way, but we have talks about this about important. Well, 20.
Tools can use any attribute that you have an argument for. So
Absolutely.
I'd like to hear your argument for doing this with dexterity. But with a 20, yeah,
It's a
you're able
+2
to.
either ways. I'm just saying it's very exacting, careful work.
Yeah, I feel like it's more about knowledge of timing than it is about dexterity of fingers.
Eh.
Either way, with a 20, yeah, you wipe the cards clean. Are you trying to make them entirely clean or just the fronts?
Just the fronts.
Yeah.
Just the faces.
Yeah, you have the you have
Actually,
the,
what's on the back?
it's just like a
Just a generic.
generic design.
It's not like
yeah.
branded with like
No, it's not.
somebody's name or
It's not
something
like,
like that.
they're not Hoyle playing cards. No,
Okay.
it's
Cool.
just a design. Yeah, you render the cards
and-
blank.
Yes. And my plan is this is going to be a long-term project, but I'm going to eventually start painting Arcana on them.
Okay.
I am trying to forge a deck of many things.
No, all right.
Oh no.
Well, you have the first step down of blanking out
Yes.
the front. That's what you did today.
For so many reasons.
You have, anybody else doing anything on the first day?
Nope. I did-
I'm making more. I don't have a whole lot that I can do because I don't have like a forge here. But I would like to try and do more of the boring on the rifling of
Make
Siege
me
Breaker.
another Smith Tools check. With strength, because you're doing the boring specifically.
19.
Yep, you deepen the chamber of the gun portion of this weapon.
I had a
I
question.
am starting to switch out my spells.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, Hope.
Based on what I know of my guide, when they appear, is it visible only to me? Is this something that everyone would notice in this carriage?
What guide?
Or
Which? what do you-
Sorceress, my Azamar guide. If I ask questions,
what type of
because I have
Hang on.
questions.
Hang on a second. Hang on a second. You're referencing a thing
Azamar.
I'm not familiar with.
Oh, Azamar have a guide, a
Yep.
deva that
Volo's
they
guide,
that
Azamar.
communicates with them.
Uh,
Sorceress is the one that I had said.
Hold for the GM to read the player's bio.
That's not a mechanical thing. It's a okay.
No.
Got it.
It's a- yep.
They did. Let me look at the thing real quick. Hang on.
Yeah.
Do you have? Okay.
Because the guide does the.
I'm just reading real quick the
Yeah.
note on the
Uh-huh.
the note to me on the angelic guide.
Yes.
which means it's probably an aspect of your thing. So yeah, it's a thing. It would appear only to you.
Okay. And
We're
talking
all
to it
just
would
chilling.
be-
All of a sudden, boom, oh fuck!
And talking, is that just in my mind, or is that something I have to say out loud?
No, it's out loud.
Okay.
It's part of that balance that your nature requires.
All right. I don't like that.
They're having a fit. Hold them down.
You know of so you do know that every ASMR's in that particular sense, every ASMR's guide is different. And there are other ASMR of your kind whose guide is visible but talks mentally.
Yep. Yeah.
You got the other way around.
Yep. Yeah. Of course. Then I'm not doing anything with that because I don't want to tell these people that yet.
Well, conversely, they can be heard by other people as well, so
Yeah.
they just can't be seen.
Yep. I'm not going to do anything then.
Just random voice talking in the middle of this carriage.
Yeah, I am curled up in a corner the entire way.
So at about lunchtime, the floor, the center of the floor opens up, like it sort of slides away like a trapdoor, and a food trolley just elevates into the room. It has a variety of drinks and foods on it. Basically anything you can think of, food-wise, it has. Drink-wise as well.
This is so unsettling. Is it
greatest
warm?
Mead.
I ding for up front.
Yes.
Are there investment opportunities?
This is a city coach, so unless you're on the city council or a member of the triumvirate, not really.
Well, balls.
But we always take feedback if you have suggestions for improvements.
Start allowing investors.
I will certainly bring it up.
Wonderful.
Privatize.
Privatization. It's the only way.
Oh, God.
Oh god.
There's a reason why it's so cheap.
Yeah.
Because it's city funded.
Is it warm? Is the food warm?
If the food is supposed to be warm, it is warm. If it's supposed to be cold, it is cold.
Oh, that's so
This is the
weird.
greatest thing in the history of ever.
This is too easy. This is why I wanted to ride
Make a
Bosco.
mental note. Wait until I can cast 6-level spells, asshole.
Too easy?
Yeah.
What the? What does that even mean?
It's weird and unsettling. I don't know.
Like,
I'm with Corbin.
when you're in the fucking Adventurers Guild, you walk places. This is what nobles do because they don't want to get
Can
their
I
damn boots
Take
dirty.
an insight check
Sure. On who?
on the guy who's being particularly strange.
I mean, it makes sense to Boldrin. He's just kind of fine with it because he knows he's going to be in the shit
So
pretty quick.
Corbin.
Are you trying to hide how you're feeling right now, Corbin?
No, he's just. I mean, this is.
I
Like,
think
he's
he's
not
pretty
hiding
on his
anything.
face about this.
Yeah. What he said is the honest truth.
This is boring.
Nix
Corbin?
will look up from. He doesn't actually
Slog.
have a
If
book,
you
but
if you'd like, I can hand you a whip so you
Paper.
can flagellate yourself so you'll feel the proper level of pain and suffering on the trip. Otherwise, let's just enjoy comfort for a little while.
Did you ever leave the walls? Like, did you ever leave Core when you got there?
Did I?
I mean, you don't seem like the type that would go out to just go do something outside of the city.
All right. First of all, you don't know anything about me.
That's why I'm asking.
Let's just say I have not lived my life in luxury and leave it at that. I'm going to enjoy it once I get it.
I just think it's boring.
I get where you're coming from, lad, but we're going to be deep in shit for a while once we get off this coach, so enjoy it while it lasts.
Yeah, filed under things I never thought I would say. I agree with him.
Hey, I
Well, I got
actually
me, so-
lived in the wilderness, lived entirely off the land. Not just party there occasionally like you adventure-y types.
You adopted the dark. I was born into it, molded by it.
Yeah, essentially.
I thought this is going to
Okay.
turn into a lecture about adventure privilege.
No, that's Miracle,
No.
a different character.
Okay.
I am not playing Miracle.
Oh, it's just unsettling. Where does it come from? We don't know.
I
I
mean,
will conjure several insects in my hand.
magic.
Just like that. Yeah. It's just a
Boom.
weird.
Yeah, magic is weird shit.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know.
We were meant to be in the sky. We'd have wings.
Some
say that.
Some of
Some
us do.
humanoids have wings.
Yeah, some do.
Give me some time. I'm pretty sure eventually I will be able to be a winged creature.
Oh no. That's a terrifying thought.
And I
Actually,
will be riding
John, could I
Bosco into
currently
battle
turn into the
while you do
equivalent
that.
of a penguin or a dodo bird because they can't fly?
Yes.
Cool. Good to know.
Which
Actually, I
becomes a
can
no-brainer.
have wings. I just can't actually fly with them.
Flightless birds, yes.
Turkey?
Well, that's very useful.
Next-
Actually, penguins probably have a swim speed. I don't know.
probably a turkey.
They do.
though.
This group.
Yeah. Yeah, into a fight.
Turkeys can fly for very short distances.
Yeah. Anyways.
Mechanically, they can't fly. They jump.
I mean, that's more
Yeah.
like jumping with
In
flail
Dungeons and
slow
Dragons-
fall.
I can't believe I have to explain. I'm explaining this, but in Dungeons and Dragons, mechanically, turkeys just have bonuses to their jump checks and a longer jump distance that they can make, rather than a fly speed.
Okay, now you need to make me a turkey stat block because I will use that at some
See,
point.
that,
One
I
hit
rule
point.
them
One
having
hit
a-
point. 10 AC.
I rule it as them having a fly speed of 1.
Anyways.
I always assumed it was kind of like the barbarian fly speed where
The
it's
worst.
only during your action.
Anyways.
Anyways,
Then, as this conversation happens, the after everybody gets their food, the trolley sinks back down to the ground. The floor closes over it. Same thing happens at dinner, but with different. For dinner, it's a larger trolley with more food because it's expected.
Same argument.
Full courses. And the night passes. You guys wake up and you are further north than you were the day before. You have your second day of activity, which means Boldrin can make me another Smith Tools check, and Selena can make me another Forgery check. Now, this one you're trying to paint onto the cards.
that is the goal,
So
yes.
this one will be Dexterity, because painting does require nimble fingers.
Okay.
Natural 20.
I was going to say, I'm
Well-
trained in Smith's tools, so I could help you, but you don't need it, apparently. So I'll
Boldrin,
just go sit back over here and drink
Since
meat.
it is a new day,
it is a new day.
it's
It's a new day. Yes, it is.
I was trying really hard not to make the wrestling reference. I'm giving myself advantage on this.
All right.
And we all know that this means it's going to go terribly wrong. To start.
14.
It almost went
Again, it
terribly
was the
wrong.
first roll, not the second.
Yes, the second roll was a 1.
So you're taking your time, and
Yes.
you're wanting to make these absolutely convincing.
So I want these to look as legitimate as possible.
Yeah, you only get one card done,
That's fine.
but it is very well done.
Sweet. Yeah, no, I realize that this is a long-term project.
Oh yeah, but you do get one.
If I
card
really need to, I can use them in the short term, as long as I have a couple of them. But Yes.
Boldrin, you managed to clear out a good portion of the barrel. And so the rest of you are sort of watching as he's pushing this hand drill down this thing, and metal is sort of like spilling off to either side. Just you get as much as you can do without with the barrel specifically, without a forge.
Okay.
You can no longer do anything else with the forge, or without a forge.
All right.
At least in
Nyx
that
will look
particular
over at you. Want me to heat that?
Quite frankly, the lines need to be... I'll need something that can actually make use of the heat before I actually heat it up. I'll need a forge and all the tools that are present with it. This drill is the most I can work with right now.
Also, is it the best idea to heat a bunch of metal on a... What is this cart? Is this thing wooden floor? I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's
in the sky.
I mean, you can ask the...
Are
Driver?
fires allowed on board?
Ting! We highly discourage fires on board.
Mm.
That's
Not
not a
a
no.
fire. It's
Fire-
a spell that heats the metal itself.
Fires or fire?
How about just heat?
Ting! Fire in the general sense. Any sort of fire. We highly discourage.
See that?
So
that.
you're the kind of fire ganassi that has fire hair, right?
No, it's not actually fire. Her hair is not actually looking like it's on fire.
Specifically, fire that
She
will
does
light
give
things
off a
on
strong
fire.
body heat, though.
Heat is fine. Fire tends to light things on fire.
Yeah.
Fire
Okay,
never wants to be alone.
no fire orbs on the airplane.
We would appreciate it very much.
Considering
Then
that
again-
I've already done produce flame
I mean-
once.
Then again, if you feel like taking chances, go ahead. It won't affect me.
That's why I didn't say no.
I think it's adorable that he believes that, considering what happens when magic happens around me.
I think it's adorable that you
don't
think
think
that that's
we
going to affect
advertise
him,
your
considering how well they put this
predicament.
thing together.
Because if we'd advertise your predicament, we might not have been allowed a carriage.
That's why I whispered that.
I whispered it back. I just wasn't sure if the microphone was going to pick me up.
What's a microphone?
I don't know.
I'm getting bored and starting to look at all the
Uh,
things in the carriage.
At breakfast,
Carriage.
the trolley comes up, and this time it's covered in pastries.
Grab pastry.
I grabbed
At this
5.
point, I'm probably going to try and talk to Hope.
Yeah? What? I got a mouthful of bagel.
So, what are you doing on this journey? No.
Gold? The little badge thing. That. Right there.
You're an
Guaran-
adventurer by trade, then?
Not sort. Sometimes.
You realize that I am the person in the least position to judge your career choices, right?
Yeah, it's fine.
He's just looking at you expectantly.
Yeah, I'm not answering.
Hope is eating a bagel.
Yep.
In addition to the pastries, what beverages are there? This is important.
Various types of breakfast alcohols.
Wonderful!
As well as orange juice, milk, water, things like that.
Oh, fuck that.
I will be having orange juice.
Lemonade.
Yeah. Yeah, same. Probably. Orange juice sounds pretty good.
Yes.
Donuts and mead for this guy.
No, listen, adventuring and then getting out of the city is pretty good. So,
Wonderful ones.
Yeah.
Boldrin has just kind of like some of the heavier stuff because you need to like that energy for the rest of the day.
I mean, I'm saying I am pulling like a flask of the heavier stuff off to last me through until lunch. Just to sort
I
of.
think he was talking about heavier food, not heavier alcohol.
Yeah,
No.
more the food.
Alcohol.
Boldrin has like the eggs and bacon and
Yes.
I'm probably tending towards
Alcohol
things that
Off.
are more
Because-
elaborate that I wouldn't have been able to make myself.
Because like actual like culinary knowledge, fatty foods are better for the beginning of the day because they give you energy to last you throughout the day.
Right.
Yep. All right.
Hard alcohol is good for the beginning of the day because day drinking.
Right. The more that we communicate with the more that this group communicates with each other, the more that Selena wants to drink.
5.
You are Tony Stark.
5.
I really am.
5 is off in the corner eating a pastry. In case you guys forgot that 5 was with you.
Yep.
Actually,
Yep.
I am gonna try and. Can I make a sleight of hand check to like touch the card to 5?
Yeah.
Cool. I don't mind if she notices. I'm just trying to make sure none. I'm trying to avoid the others around me noticing.
I would like to try and notice.
I am
It's
definitely
going
right.
against your passive perception. 'Cause you don't know
Okay,
what's happening.
it's a 13 for me.
It's at
Yeah.
9.
Mine is a 14.
Yes.
I hate you.
And you all are busy with your various
Right.
conversations and eating food,
And drinking things.
and just in general not being you're even though you're a little wigged out by the coach, you're not hyper vigilant of your surroundings because you're pretty certain you're safe right now. Nyx just slides it over. You touch it, and 5 like jerks away and like pulls her arm away from the card. You felt that sympathetic magical pulse though when it
Okay.
touched 5 as well.
Did I catch anything on the card? Did it seem to have different writing?
You're holding it, so it still looks the way it does when you're holding it.
Okay. Slipping that away before someone realizes that the reason 5 jerked was in relation to me.
5 just looks down and like food in mouth. 5, so.
Oh, how's your day going, 5?
5.
The easiest character to NPC.
Right.
Riveting
Great.
stuff.
And Nyx will continue talking like he does not realize that he shouldn't be communicating with this person in the exact same way. Or shouldn't. Just casual, very...
Yep. And the day goes on.
I am bored and have started to try and open things. Like if there are any the cabinets, the ones that are always locked or just fronts, I am starting to try and pull things.
Empty. 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 Make me a wisdom saving throw.
All right.
You reach over and grab like the door handle and turn it, and it opens, and you go whoop. You manage to catch yourself before you go flying out of the cart, but you're currently hanging halfway out of the coach with just like wind in your face.
All right.
Everyone else notices this, by the way.
Yeah.
What
I'm
the
gonna
f-
There's
try
suddenly
to run over to help close the goddamn door.
Fine.
you pull Hope back in, and in pulling Hope back in, you close the door.
fuck's sake?
I want to get out of here too, but I'm gonna wait until it's on the ground.
I didn't realize that was a door. How much longer do we have? Are we
Think,
there yet?
How much longer do we have?
Roughly 2 hours.
Good.
Bingo.
I will
Hi.
start entertaining people with my rope, like just tie it into a knot, tie it into a different knot, so they don't jump out anymore.
Nyx
I stared stone
is
faced at you.
tying knots.
I don't look impressed.
Make a performance check, Nyx.
It's supposed to be a trick.
So
18.
Nyx ties a knot and then just pulls, and as Nyx pulls, it slips into a different knot. It's actually pretty impressive, whether or not you care about knots, but...
Yeah, I don't care about knots, but yeah.
More
Clay's too
interesting than
focused
falling
on her.
out of a thing.
Selena's painting.
Yes.
And Boldrin's grinding metal. Yeah, and then a couple of hours later, you all feel that weight return as you get closer to the ground. And then the door ka-chink, opens up on its own. Welcome to Underhold. Passengers may depart on either side of the cart.
Thank
Perfect.
you. Put my boots
Going
back
out,
on.
going around back.
You go around back, and the back of it falls over, and your stuff and the oxen is inside.
Yep. Take my bag.
I will grab Bosco.
The oxen looks like it has been fed as well.
That's good. I didn't want to have to punch the dude.
It's not seasick.
I'm really tempted.
That can happen sometimes, I've heard.
There was nobody else in there
No.
with the oxen. It was just the luggage and the oxen.
Wait, now does our luggage smell like the oxen has been...
Make a nature check. Or perception check.
Oh, god damn it.
Let's make it perception. 16.
No, luggage smells fine.
Okay.
That's a little weird.
The oxen has
Just
not
don't want to
shit
clean
in the
in
luggage.
there.
The oxen did not shit in your luggage.
All right, underhold.
I was less worried about that than peeing on it.
It also
Oh,
did
I
not-
carried all of mine up front anyway.
Even if that sort of thing's handled, that's not the only reason that stables smell.
It's
Most
true.
large animals have a fair amount of...
Funk.
Oh,
They
yes.
do. There's no
He's
smell.
got a
in it.
musk. He's got a healthy musk.
I mean, the oxen still smells like an oxen, but
Yeah.
the interior of the cart doesn't smell bad.
Magic.
So,
Let's go check this shit out.
as you guys step out, you turn to the north and behold the gates of Underhold. The first thing you notice is that Underhold appears to be like there's this massive carved relief surrounding what you can only assume is the entryway. It is a relief of a forge with a massive dwarf raising a hammer, preparing to strike. And the doorway is this massive stone gate that's sort of mid-center bottom of the forge. And it's just this sort of it. Knowing the size of dwarves and knowing the size of mountains, it's a particularly impressive sized relief that has been carved out of this mountain. That very clearly indicates this is Underhold. And around you, you see various other carts and dwarves and humans and dragonborn going about their days, putting things on carts, getting prepared to take them south to Core or west to Clifftop or east to the Sundered Cathedral. There are people loading up mining carts and pulling them off. There everything from ore and ingots to fully made weaponry and various other things. All solid goods. Nothing like food or anything like that. This is all raw material that is being prepped to go out. You do in the distance see other carts coming in loading with wheat and grass and other vegetable type. Seems like just at a very quick glance you can tell the way Underhold works. They bring food in and send material out. And the gates are currently wide open. With various carts coming in and out, and you see sort of stationed at various points throughout this sort of market bazaar that's just outside the front gate. What you can only assume to be the guards of Underhold, these stout dwarves with sort of brass or bronze plated full head helmets and armor that's very sort of accentuates their blocky form in sort of a layered plate like armor. All of them carrying various types of weaponry, from battle axes and great axes to sword and shield and maces and such like that. Very Roman is kind of the for not that Roman means anything in universe, but for out of universe, their armor is very in that style.
Okay.
All right. So to the Mercantile Union, or just go find wherever the mining happens and see.
Well, we have to let them know that we're here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll go to the Union.
Right.
And
Say
I will
hello.
hop on the back. I will hop on Bosco's back and start to try to ride him into town.
Give me an animal
You
handling
look
check.
ridiculous.
8.
You hop on Bosco's back and go, "Hya!" And Bosco sits down, and you fall off.
I don't have a saddle.
Ridiculous.
That's actually what Selena's doing too.
I knew this was gonna happen.
And
It's
Bosco
gonna take time.
lays
but
the
this
rest of the
battle
way down.
quits.
How's that going for you?
And Bosco is now just laying down next to the cart.
Can I try again?
Sure. Give me another animal handling check.
Oh my god.
20!
So,
Oh, I wanted to do something. Never mind.
what were you trying to do?
I was going to cast Beast Bond
Oh my god.
on the cow.
You can do so if you want.
Oxen.
Yeah.
Oxen.
Oh no.
What's the intelligence of an oxen? Hang on.
They just use the cow stats in Volos, because that's where the actual stats are.
This is beautiful.
2.
I was gonna say, yeah, a cow is like
Yeah, it's
1 or
intelligence
2.
2.
It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah. So you form a you establish as Corbin is sort of like trying to get this oxen to its feet, and you don't manage to ride it, but you do get him standing at least, Corbin.
Yeah.
You sort of just sort of focus and establish a telepathic link with the oxen.
You can totally lay back down if you want.
So you have to cast that, right?
Yep, it does have verbal
Well,
somatic and it does have
yeah.
verbal somatic components. So.
So here's what happens. The druid goes up, strokes the oxen a little bit, and mutters dark incantations over it.
Yeah.
The bit of fur-wrapped cloth just sort of stroking the oxen's side.
I told you to leave him alone.
I have caused no harm to your beast.
That does not matter. He's mine. You stay away. Get your own if you want an ox.
That one
We've bonded
thinks he
already.
owns you. Slavery is bad.
This is where Corbin
Cows
kills
don't have the
Nyx.
concept.
You get boredom back. Like you just get
Fine. He's just trying to make trouble.
you just get a sense of overwhelming boredom, and like it's not quite understanding the concepts you're trying to present it.
I mean, lay down.
I mean, it understands lay down, and it does lay down, in fact. But the like slavery is bad thing, you don't think it's understanding what you're trying to say.
Just letting the oxen know that that one thinks he owns you. You show him your power if you'd like.
You get a sense that the ox doesn't quite understand what ownership is.
I will hit you if you keep standing in front of my ox.
It's a telepathic link.
No, you're just standing there though, and I'm trying to get him to walk.
Without talking, without doing it verbally now.
Well, no, but you didn't move away from the ox. Have you moved away?
At that point, I will pet the ox one more time, whisper some not magically necessary other dark incantations, and move away.
We are all such
Nick gets
dicks.
killed by Corbin. All right.
That's fine. You gotta beat me first.
Gonna move now? Have you convinced it?
Make
I don't know
another-
what you did, but
It's currently laying down again.
I'll try one more time.
Another animal handling check.
Don't let him interrupt
It's-
your
14.
rest.
It's really not that.
You get it back up on its feet. It seems
Alright.
it seems like fussy, but it's not like disobeying currently.
Okay. And I'll get off and I'll start leading it.
Do we go to the damn guild?
Corbin is leading the ox towards Underhold.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Paint
we're not
racing
inside
stripes
the
on
city
it.
yet.
No. You're still outside in like the
Okay.
marketplace bazaar that's outside the gates.
Let me know when we're in the city.
All right. So all of you head inside.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, you walk in. The guards sort of look you over as you're coming through.
Flash the badge.
Notice the badge. All right. You looking for anyone in particular?
A mercantile guild.
Ah,
We're here for the worm problem.
yes.
What was the name? What was the name of the Forge Master?
Forge Master Duran is who you're looking for. Yes.
Yeah. Good. Yeah.
He'll be down in the mines currently. If you go down the main thoroughfare to the central elevator, and take it. Where are they at currently? And he looks over at one of the other guards who sort of rolls his head up and think. I think it was stalled on the 27th floor. 27th, yes. Take it down to 27.
Okay.
Right.
Right. And
Is there, out of character, is there a chapter of the Adventurers Guild that I can stable Bosco? Or is that...
Yeah, there's like a branch, like a off branch.
Yeah,
office
like a branch office.
for like registering jobs done and stuff like that. Yeah, they have a and they have a stable.
Okay. I will lead him there and let them know. And I will put a note in my own that he's stable to the branch office until...
All right.
Let's make our way towards Storen.
Yep, you guys
Yeah.
are making. First, you're making your way towards the thing. Corbin, you notice that the ox starts to get a little rowdy, like it's uncomfortable about something. It seems like it's trying to pull loose from you.
I will hold the reins firmly, and I'm gonna look at Nyx. Is Nyx doing anything?
Nope.
He's walking along.
Okay.
Give me an animal handling check.
Okay. 9.
Yeah, so you're sort of distracted with Nyx, and at about that time, the oxen sort of pulls loose and just starts charging off down the thoroughfare.
Oh, for God's sakes.
I'm gonna chase after it, and I'm gonna look back, and I'm gonna say, I know it was fucking you, and yeah, I'm gonna try to grab
That's
the
called profiling. You're not supposed to do that.
Says who? And I keep running.
All right, make me another animal handling check. This one at disadvantage.
I mean, I would
You're
do
not-
something
you're not-
to help.
You
but-
are not capable to
I-
keep up, B, stop the oxen as it
I
charges.
look up at Nyx and I say, you know, if that ox causes any harm in this city,
And
and it
right
was
about
you,
that
and
point,
we have ways of finding that out.
at right about if that ox, you hear a loud crashing sound as the ox takes a right-hand turn and just smashes into a building and through a doorway.
Oh, for fuck's
We
sake.
have ways of finding out if that was you, and if it was,
So now that it's in a building, I'm assuming
Damage
I
control
corner it.
time.
you don't want me to finish that sentence.
All right, you catch
I
up.
start going after the ox.
You catch up as the ox is sort of like flipping its head back and forth, knocking things over. It looks like this is more like a storage building, like a warehouse that it crashed into. There are
Yes,
are a couple
our
of
ranger
guards.
does seem terribly unprofessional. I'd agree.
There are a couple of
But
guards.
then again, I don't have much context for you city people.
No one in the party is a ranger in either context.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah, that's what Nyx is calling him. It doesn't matter if it's factual.
There are guards in there currently trying to calm it down before they kill it.
Yeah.
I've made my way up here.
After a
By
few
now.
after a few moments, the guards do manage to get it to calm down and back out of the warehouse.
Yeah, I'll walk up to him and say, "Sorry, I think something spooked him. Something popped out of one of the alleys and spooked him. I don't know. He's new."
All right, keep it under control. If it causes any more damage like that, we're going to have to put it down. If you can't keep it under control, get rid of
I'm stabling it at the Adventurers Guild branch office before I go any farther. So it shouldn't cause any more
All right,
damage.
I'll
I'll take
want
down the
some
name
help
of the
with
thing,
that?
and I'll pay for the door when I get done with this job.
You managed to get it the rest of the way to the stable without incident.
That might be a. That might not just be a Nyx thing.
Oh, I have
Just
ways
saying.
of finding out later.
What might not be a Nyx thing?
Just saying, Corbin. The running. That might be I've smelled something weird that, driving weird, normally harmless type of worm up to the surface. So.
Until we
That's a
find
good
that thing,
point. We should
that's who I'm
investigate.
blaming.
If
Okay.
we're here now, we could probably ask about what predators their local beasts have, right?
Yeah.
I looked up and I didn't see any.
We can ask Durin when we get there.
I was just wondering, local knowledge tends to be more accurate than books.
Than book learning. Yep. For real.
It's usually written down somewhere. I didn't find it.
I'm familiar with Durin. I'll lead you to him.
Oh, you know him. Okay. Well, that's good.
He runs the Mercantile Guild that
I
I
don't
work
know.
for. He's the Forge Master. I am a smith.
Ah, that's what you do. Okay. I thought you just hit things for fun.
That's
So can
me.
someone explain to me what guilds are? I feel like I should know this because I'm part of one.
It's a thing that controls.
Racketeering companies. Professional rackets.
Okay, got it.
They're good if you're in one.
Yeah.
I'm not saying
They have
that
a lot
I
of benefits.
disapprove necessarily. I'm just saying that's what they are.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
Then
Corbin,
let's-
if you like, later on, I can get the information out of Nyx on what exactly they were doing.
Ah,
No, I'm not that concerned about it. Let's just go.
so while we start walking, Selena walks up next to Boldrin, puts her arm around him, and just starts walking a little bit slower, so they end up falling back a little bit.
Sure.
Can I ask you something?
Certainly.
Let's pretend. I don't think it's the case, but let's pretend that that's what did happen there. What's the goal of bringing it out?
To make that one understand that there are rules in place that need to be followed, and destroying property in what is essentially, now since my home doesn't exist yet, my home city is not going to be tolerated.
Do you think that that's something that people don't understand?
That one, apparently not.
No. I think they understand. I think that one way or another, whether it happened or not, whether it happened because of Nyx or not, whether it was intentional or not, that's two possibilities and then one split in half. Going on some quest to figure out the answer isn't going to change any viewpoints about this and is just going to make things, and this is coming from me, is just going to make things worse. I don't mind making fun of you guys because I think that you're all a little uptight and et cetera, but we're going to have to rely on each other's for our lives. Let's not start driving wedges in between that we can't undrive.
I'm not certain any of us can rely on that one for our lives.
Well, I'm going to be relying on him. And you're probably going to have to rely on me at some point. So I think you should start.
You're also going to have to rely on me at some point. In fact, a couple of you already have needed to.
Right, and?
So stop destroying things in my home city.
Okay, now you're transferring. I didn't destroy shit, so...
No, you didn't.
I tried to make a plea for reasonability. If you're not going to go that route, that's on you. But I at least had to try. And she catches up with the rest of them.
Cue random lightning bolts, by the way.
Yeah, and then random lightning bolts strike everything.
Because you've already used your chaosy thing.
Yes, but I did not cast a spell.
You have to cast a first level spell.
I cast a first level spell or higher.
Oh, no worries.
I can even cast cantrips.
You guys don't have to remind me. I'm fully aware that I've got one more.
No, I wasn't reminding you. I was just saying that is amusing to me in this context.
Alright. So, you guys continue down the main thoroughfare, past the Adventurers Guild, and this is a wide open and fairly well lit, even though you are entirely underground and you are far enough in that there's no more natural light. There are ever burning torches, so sort of lining the roads, and providing plenty of light as long as you're where you're at. You do eventually find yourselves into where the main thoroughfare crosses with another large thoroughfare, and in the middle of it is this large stone pillar, sort of blocky pillar, that has an opening in the front and a large platform in the middle of it. And on either side, you see more of the guards of the city, as well as some people bearing what you sort of looking around have determined to be the Mercantile Union's sort of jacket. It is a leather. It's a sort of a gold leather jacket with the symbol of a hammer. And with a pair of coins on top of it. An anvil with a pair of coins on top of it. That sort of symbolizes the Mercantile Union itself. And there's sort of there are some members of the union around the elevator, as well as guards, and you see people sort of loading carts onto it. It's pretty large. It's about so just looking at it at a glance, you imagine it's about 20 by 20. So
I approach one of the people working on the elevator. Oh there.
Right. Who are you?
Adventurers from the guild looking for Durin.
Ah, right. He mentioned somebody would eventually come, hopefully. Right, you're looking for 27th. Right. Load on in. We'll send you down with this. We'll send you down with this load. And you see people are like pulling mining carts that are currently empty onto the elevator.
Even though there's torches around as they're doing this, Nick will sort of flick a small agate in his hand and sort of look through it and mutter something to himself, casting dark vision.
So, yep, you now currently have dark vision for the next 8 hours.
Because of Nyx's magic, his eyes probably smoke with darkness.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
As you step onto the elevator.
Elevators.
All of you step, and as you step onto the elevator, you feel it slightly sway as it's a suspended thing.
Wee!
Not enough to like throw anybody off, but you definitely can feel that you are hanging by something as you step onto it. And
Well, I'm kind of glad we didn't bring the ox.
once you are all there, you hear, "All right, going down, 27." And you hear chum, 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 chum.
Bouldron's much more
starts-
comfortable with this one than the flying
The
wagon.
elevator starts very slowly lowering.
How many floors are there?
Do I know how many floors down the mine goes?
Currently 30, but they're constantly expanding.
They're constantly making more.
Presumably a
30
minimum
right
of
now.
27.
30 right now.
What level are we on? Are we on 1?
0.
Yes, 1. 0, technically.
I look deeply uncomfortable.
It takes a couple minutes before you get down to the first layer. And as you guys
Look
go
at-
down...
I lean over to Hope and like, look at it this way. If everything does go wrong, we will be the part of an amazing story that somebody who witnesses our broken, crushed bodies at the bottom will be able to tell their kids.
Jeremy, roll me
You
a
just don't tempt.
Jeremy, roll me a D100.
Of all the people that had rolled the D100.
Gah!
What the fuck?
Oh no!
Jeremy rolled a 1 on D100.
Was there a 1% chance that this elevator snapped?
Click, click.
What is that? Why has it stopped?
You hear the sudden sound of rope snapping, and the elevator just jerks slightly. Wait, hold it! All right, give us a minute. The elevator's completely stopped.
This is me, not
5 minutes go by.
Selena.
So, Bouldron just kind of smirks and looks over at Selena. You know you caused this, right? You said something, and this is kind of the thing that happens around you.
I did not use any goddamn magic. This is not on me.
10 minutes
Okay,
go
somehow
by.
I feel like karmically it's on me, but it doesn't make any functional sense. It's like, I don't know.
There's a loud creaking sound, like something about to snap.
Is there a floor next to us? that we can
Aaron,
jump?
Aaron, you're muted. We can't hear you.
I take one of the claw hammers from my blacksmithing tools and like dig it into the wall.
I'm 90% sure
Just
I
in
can
case.
shape-shift into a form that has wall climb. Just give me a second.
Rather, I take one of my claw hammers and dig it into the wall so I can hold onto it.
Yeah, how close is the
Yeah.
nearest thing?
You said we just got to the first floor, so
You're-
like,
you're-
is it like?
You're about 20 feet from the ledge.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
Like, up from the ledge. And then as
I'm
this,
getting ready to time if
as
I
this
need.
feeling of tension that you're all feeling as this sound of something bending. All right, let her free. And you feel a sudden shift as the elevator drops ever so slightly and catches on something.
All right, and then I let go with the claw hammer.
And then continues down.
Only me, folks. Only fucking me.
You have a talent.
Yeah, Nyx resists the urge to turn into a giant wolf spider.
Fortunately,
people have said, you know, you're not as bad as Wheaton, but you're still pretty bad. Exhibit A, I am king.
1 on a D100.
Like I said, try not to open a black hole in the middle of the city while I'm currently in it. But
So it takes at the rate of acceleration, it takes about 30 minutes for you guys to get down to the 27th floor. And the entire time, Hope is just shitting nails. Like every slight pause in the rhythmic progression, and every slight sway that doesn't feel quite correct, Hope is just ready to fly. But
Boulder's just comfortable here because it's not super solid, but it's much better than the flying carriage.
Eventually,
Selena's just certain this is not how she's going to die, so she's fine.
Eventually, it comes to a rest, and you hear the as the elevator locks in place, and you are on the 27th floor. The mining carts begin to pull off and head in various directions. You are now in what looks to be a large mining shaft, splits in several directions, heading straight, left, right, and then straight a little further down to the right, and a little further down to the left. There's like various little offshoots, and this is you're in an industrial mining complex right now. Yeah, you are all standing on an elevator that is slowly being emptied of mining carts.
Is there a foreman nearby?
There's a
that we
couple,
can
there's a
speak
couple of
to?
guards and a member of the Mercantile Union sort of standing off with a clipboard, watching everything going by.
Start heading over there.
Get off this elevator.
Hope
No.
very quickly, you're back on solid ground. That feeling of swaying is gone.
Yep.
It is entirely dark, by the way. Like, there are some torches, but most people down here have dark vision, and so there's not.
I've lit a
terribly
torch
many
because I do
torches.
not.
Corbin has a torch out. All right, you all approach. Yes, and send that down tunnel number. Send that down tunnel number 3. That one's on 7. Keep all the tunnels on 15, 16, and 17 from going anywhere until we get somebody down there to take care of the problem. And who would you be?
I'm assuming
Is
we're
that-
here to
is this
fix
good?
that
Show
problem.
the little badge.
Ah, right. You must be the folks Duran's waiting for. Go
right.
down. What was that, William?
I was asking if this was Duran, but
No, this is
never
not
mind
Duran.
then.
This is not Duran. Right, Duran's inspecting the mess currently on tunnel 16. If you follow this thoroughfare, evens on the left, odds on the right, count up, you'll get to 16.
Okay.
Quick question. Do you know any natural predators this kind of worm would have, being a local?
No, I'm in logistics.
Nix looks very confused by this concept.
I just make sure people go where they're supposed to go.
But you live here. Is this a
grab
city thing?
Yes, this is a city thing.
Why would anyone not know the local? Okay. Head down the walks away very confused.
He looks confused as well. As like, why would you ask me that question? The one person you stopped to ask was the logistics guy.
Looking confused and also pretty angry.
Right. Well. All right. Whatever. And he goes on to talking about things as you all continue down. So, tunnel 16, evens on the left, odds on the right.
Yep.
So you guys count down. I'm not going to make any of you roll for basic math unless you really want to.
No.
Unless your intelligence is less than 7.
But you do manage to find the correct mine shaft because none of these are marked. The dwarves around you who are trundling along seem to have an inherent knowledge of which mine shaft is which, without having to like check or anything. But you guys get to number 16, and you see there before you, this dwarf looks a little bit different from all the rest. He's got the symbol of the Union on his outfit, but he's wearing silver leathers, sort of a silver jacket with black lining, and then the symbol is embossed in gold on his coat rather than silver as it is on the other everyone else's. And he's got a long red beard that's tied into 3 separate braids. One long braid with a torque at the end of it, 2 smaller braids with several differently colored bands off to either side. His hair is pulled back into a top knot that braids and hangs back down, and then just a cascade of red hair going down his back underneath that. Very strong rock-like features and just sort of like very bright green eyes for those of you that can see by light of the
This
torch.
was the guy that this was the guy that people said was the spitting image of the Forge Father, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Is it? Oh, Durin.
Yes, hello, welcome. Baldrin, that's right. Anyways, you're all here for the job, correct?
That's right.
Yes.
Right. Well, I'll give you the skinny. Basically, we have a number of rockworms coming up from the mines down below. Halted our construction on the lower 3 levels, and seem to be piercing into this tunnel, he says, pointing down, and 15 and 17, he says, pointing across the way at 2 others. Not quite sure what's causing them to come up, but we'd like them put back down. So, whether that's by killing them, you have a reward of 500 a head, or by finding out whatever's causing them to come up, and for that you have a reward of 1,000 a head if it's more than one. So, that one I didn't put on the market on the flyer because I wanted to make sure people actually came. Anyways, so we're not sure what it is, but kill it, drive it off, or at least kill enough of them that they're not coming back up. Sound appropriate?
All right.
We'll see what we can find.
Yep.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, well, I hope you're prepared. He looks around. My recommendation would be 15, he says, pointing across the way. That was the first one that they came through, and it's the one that they came through the heaviest. You'll find the most access to their tunnels there. I suspect you'll probably have to crawl a bit, if any of you are a bit squeamish. Well, deal with it.
Duly noted. I'll be fine.
Anything we should avoid in the tunnels?
Don't
Any
yes,
critical machinery?
the worms. These are
The
all
worms.
These are all fresh tunnels with fresh ore while we're going down them. We'd rather not have... I mean, we don't have any valuable machinery. We hadn't gotten through to the ore yet. Mostly just pickaxes left on the ground. Maybe the odd mining cart. We're not too concerned about the material. More about the worms.
Okay, good. Nothing too flammable.
If you manage to light the mines on fire, I'll be impressed. Genuinely, that hasn't happened before.
Don't.
I turn and look across the
Never
group.
doubt us.
How many of you can see in the dark?
Hmm?
I can.
Corbin's
I've
holding a
already
torch.
cast magic on myself to such an end.
Yeah, I'm holding the torch.
You want me to do something for you, so you don't have to hold that torch in one hand, and you can keep your spear and your shield.
That would be helpful, yes.
What do you want a torch on?
Put it on my spear.
I cast Continual Flame on the butt end of his spear.
So the back end of your spear lights on fire.
Can that catch other things on fire?
No.
Okay, good.
It's not going to burn the shaft of the spear, is it?
No.
Okay.
Continual Flame is that spell you keep seeing with the little blue magic fires that are all around in some places.
Yep.
All right.
Creates no heat and does not use oxygen.
It's also on the back end of your spear, which kind of casts a weird shadow, but...
It's also super fucking expensive.
50 gold.
Oh, wow. I have a cantrip that can do that.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but that
Continual
won't
Flame
last
literally doesn't end.
Yeah, it lasts
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah, I have... Yeah.
Yeah,
Actually,
so the
for simplicity's sake, do you want it on the head of your spear just so you can...
Yeah, I would have asked for
Put
you
on-
to...
Yeah.
So yeah, the metal and a good like sort of half a foot of the wooden shaft of the front of your spear just lights on blue fire. It doesn't emit any heat; it just emits light, the light equivalent to a torch, and it just sort of roils soundlessly. It's kind of disturbing.
This will scare the shit out of some people.
And you'll never need a torch in your offhand anymore.
It does, however,
Alright,
mean that if you
thanks.
shove it down a hole, you'll lose all the light. But
Yeah.
all right.
It'll make a nice strobe light effect when you start stabbing things repeatedly. 'Cause it
Yeah.
goes shoom.
Chum, 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 chum.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, let's start heading down 15.
All right, you all head down 15. Let me do some things. All right. Okay. Make me investigation checks. Everyone going down 15.
Alright.
Oh, wait, I'm still rolling with disadvantage. Oh, you want me to re-roll or just...
I mean, we'll just take the first one, which was a 4.
Yeah, damn it.
21.
10.
21,
here.
natural 20.
Appropriately, the dwarf got the natural 20 in the tunnel, in the mining shaft.
Actually, don't I get? This doesn't matter, but don't I get advantage for stone cutting
I
for
have
navigating?
no
underground?
idea how stone cutting works.
Stone cutting
Yeah,
lets you know
it's
the
history
history.
checks.
Oh, that's
It's history checks on stonework.
Hang on a sec.
It's not like a
Yeah.
ranger's favorite terrain.
Yeah, it's history checks.
Not that a ranger gets any advantage in their favored terrain in the base version.
Yeah.
Oh, it's also I just add double my proficiency bonus instead of getting
Yes.
advantage.
Yeah.
So 18, 21, 10, 4. Corbin, you're sort of staring at the light and just like waving.
Yeah, I'm a
around.
little absorbed in the fact that my spear is on fire and also not on fire.
You're like waving your hand through the fire and not getting burnt. It's really
like it's burning, but not.
it's on fire, but it's not on fire.
Fucking magic,
And
dude.
Selena, you're sort of also watching him more with I'm waiting for him to cut himself on the spear because he's not paying attention. He's just paying attention to the fire.
More like, oh, he's playing with fire. That's adorable.
But
yeah, one of the two.
Nyx and Mara, or Nyx and Hope, not Nyx and Mara, Nyx and Hope, are so you the two of you are sort of like stepping off to either side as those two are sort of in the middle, looking around, and you start seeing large holes, like kind of like it looks like somebody's come through and made the ground and walls Swiss cheese. And you're just seeing hole, and they're getting big, progressively larger as you go through. Some are like the size of a fist, some are the size of a dog, some of them are a little bit larger than that. You're not seeing any signs of actual creatures though. Baldrin, on the other hand, so you're also seeing these holes, and just out of curiosity, as everyone sort of walks past, you walk over to one of the larger ones and poke your head in. And you sort of peer a little bit further down, and you see
Cut off the light with my head and use my dark vision to look.
Yeah, and you sort of see what looks like the mangled remains of like a beaked mouth and dusky skin of a worm.
It looks crushed.
It looks like it's been like torn apart and crushed. Yeah.
I reach in and try and pull it out.
You reach in, lean back out, and just you pull out this disgusting goop of a worm corpse.
Oh, Baldrin, you always take us to all the nice places.
Smells lovely.
Well,
just,
something did a real number on this one, I say, looking down at it. Can I tell what these wounds look like?
yeah, make me a medicine check. And everyone else, yeah, you see Boldrin just pull out this mangled, disgusting smelling
Can
mess.
I also make that medicine check?
Sure.
Oh, what the hell? Why not?
Yeah, well, look it
My
over.
untrained -1. 12!
10.
So 12, 10, 10, 12. Selena, you're not familiar with underground creatures. You're not familiar with living
I
underground
try?
in the first place.
I'm just curious.
It looks
No, but I'm familiar with weird creatures that live
Yeah.
at street level.
it looks like
I'm disgusted.
it looks like it was split open. It looks like something physically tore it apart.
It's dead.
Boldrin's pretty much the same thing, but from you can also see it looks like it was crushed and then torn apart. Just because you're a little bit more familiar with crushing things than others might be, because dwarf underground. Nyx.
So something smashed it, and once it was dead, started to eat it. Basically,
Yeah.
is what it kind of looks like.
Nyx and Corbin. It's dead and smells bad. Hope. You start vomiting into one of the holes.
And you-
You just, and then there's a hole there,
No.
and you just down the hole.
Nope. Okay.
Oh, there went that bagel.
For a second, I thought I was going to be concerned about the fact that it smelled bad, but no, that fixed everything. Thank you, Hope.
Do I know if does this thing look like it got? Do I have any idea what might have crushed it?
Give me a nature roll.
Nature roll. 18. Hey.
Something roughly its size slammed it into a wall.
All right, so it's sort of something impacted it against Earth.
Yeah, like it was definitely bashed. It wasn't like picked up and squeezed.
Okay. It's hard to say exactly what, but something tossed this thing around like a rag doll and beat it against the walls until it stopped moving, then started to eat it.
Not helping.
I'm going to walk a little farther down the mine shaft and listen to see if I can hear any scraping or digging or anything like that.
Make me a perception check.
Does it look like it was stuffed in there to, like, save for later?
Make me a intelligence check.
I got a 15.
Because I'm trying to wonder how it got in that hole if it was, like, beaten against a wall. 8, I don't know.
I'm not sure. Maybe it was.
I'm just wondering how
it was trying to escape and died.
I got a 15 on my perception.
I'm wondering how it got in that hole in this kind of state.
So while you are, while that conversation, Corbin, you sort of step further out and listen, and you hear like this sound of something spidering through the stonework.
Towards or away?
I mean, my guess
past.
would be it was a respectful worm and bought the cave dinner first, and
Oi.
Then got pounded.
was asking how the worm got in the hole.
Something's crawling around.
What?
You see me just looking off towards the further
Yeah,
down the
like,
mine shaft.
It sounds like it's coming along it's going along like inside the wall.
I can hear something
Okay,
in the wall.
sweet. How do we get it out?
I want to listen and see if I can hear the same thing.
Give me perception checks.
Perception. 22.
22.
It's going low, high, low, high,
Let
low,
me
high.
Yeah.
try.
22.
You and Nyx both go put your ear to the wall, and yeah, you hear something like.
Actually, no, I'm not putting my ear to the wall, so I will take their word for it.
It sounds like it sounds like something like The only thing you can describe it is if something was like a spider, but inside the wall.
So it's like a lot of limbs, not just
Yeah,
like big
like-
limbs.
Yeah, like just... And it's getting closer,
I
but
hate
like
spiders.
from further ahead.
What? What's going on?
Something with lots of legs is moving through the stonework.
How
Can I
many
do a
lots?
nature check based on what I heard?
Sure.
Spider-like
identify
lots, not like millipede lots, but spider-like
Oh.
lots.
You don't know. You're not familiar with whatever this might be.
I'll roll just for the hell of it, based on what I've been told.
This is underground nature. Can I roll another?
Sure.
11.
Make a check. You don't know.
Natural 20.
You don't know. Nothing that you've ever encountered underground makes that noise.
Oh, that is something. I don't know of anything that lives beneath the earth that fits this description. It's just sounds like a spider.
I mean, is it gonna burst out somewhere?
I couldn't tell you. It sounds like it's further ahead, though. Getting closer, but further ahead.
All right, get ready to kill things. Got it. Let's go.
Yep. Weapons out.
Why does everything with blind sight and/or dark vision use poison damage?
Uh-huh.
You know what? I have a theory. It goes after things,
Might be bunnies.
yeah, inside tunnels. So we need something in a tunnel to draw it out. I'm gonna start stealthing ahead to get further ahead of people. We need bait to draw it out.
I'm confused. Are we the bait or are you the bait?
Yes, I'm the bait.
It's been lovely.
Pay
knowing-
attention. Yes.
It's been lovely knowing Hope.
Mhm. Yeah. Listen, I already survived a stupid rope. Why?
Don't
does
do
he
not
build
say these
like
things.
that?
These are the speeches you make as your head gets bitten off mid-speech.
Everything is random. We
Hey,
don't know what's gonna happen.
Selena doesn't know the GM.
So yeah, I'm headed forward to see what I can see.
Okay.
Keeping
are you-
quiet
are you-
and keeping ears open.
All right, make me a stealth check and then make me a perception check.
All right, stealth, perception. 21 and 17.
Okay. So yeah, you move very quietly, and you sort of hear that skittering sound that everybody else has been talking about go past you.
Okay. What's ahead of us?
More tunnel.
Just more tunnel?
Yeah, it's gradually getting less and less formed, though. Like it's less of a mined tunnel and more of a natural tunnel at this point.
Is it getting smaller? Is it like tapering down?
Not yet.
Okay.
But you
I'm gonna start tapping.
You do recall that they often follow like worm tunnels.
Yeah.
When they're making the mining shafts. So.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm gonna
Worms
start
eat
tapping
ore.
on the walls.
Or leave war in their wake.
Does that change the pattern at all?
Yes.
Okay.
The skittering quiets. Some of it continues on, but some of it distinctly stops.
Ah. Okay. Continue tapping.
And you get the same. You now start hearing that skittering, but coming closer to you.
It's coming. They're drawn by the same things as the worms are. Sound. We need to draw them out so that we aren't trapped into a tiny tunnel when we have to fight these suckers.
Roughly, that's part of your
gonna
sickness.
say, it's been wonderful knowing you.
So you're sort of tapping, and sort of middle sentence, you feel the earth where you're tapping just sort of part, as if pushed aside.
Yep.
And
Am I prepared at all for this thing?
You were in mid-sentence.
Okay.
Tap, tap, no more fingers.
And this dusky brown chitinous, point, almost bird-like maw just erupts from the wall to the side and tries to bite at your arm. Does a 23 hit you?
Oh, yeah.
You take 11 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And 3 points of poison damage. As this bird-like maw just erupts from the side of the wall and latches onto your arm. And you feel teeth sinking into it.
I'm gonna stab at it and yell, I found it!
Okay.
And at that point, we're going to shift you all over to the map. First, I'm going to...
The murder map?
Move Hope a little further down. And... move these guys there.
And then we learned it wasn't just like a giant spider thing. It was actually just like 8 hook horrors moving in unison.
And there.
You mean hug devils?
So, you guys, you all see this. This again. It looks. You can't really. All you can see really is its head right now, but it just looks like a. Make nature checks. Everyone in the corridor currently.
Oh, and my health has.
Well,
8.
11.
Nature.
17.
6. I'd know nothing. Jon Snow.
Selena, it's appropriate that you would get a high roll on this, because that looks distinctly like if a dragon and a mountain had a baby. That's what the head would look like.
Sorry, say that again. I don't think I heard you correctly.
If a dragon and a mountain had a baby, that's what the head would look like.
Great.
It doesn't look like any dragon you're familiar with, but those are distinctly draconic features that are biting onto Hope's arm right now.
That's a real reassurance.
Getting our wyverns, guys.
Oh, yeah.
2 birds, 1 stone.
And now we're going to have everybody roll initiative.
Sweet.
Nishitavo. 9. I'm so good.
Dang it.
9.
No.
Corbin goes before
Not
me, though.
good.
Corbin's got the better initiative score.
Not good.
It's okay. They rolled
Hey! Good. Better.
It did not put me on the tracker, though.
Eat.
Well, there you go. Adjust your thing. Why do I not see my options on the turn order tracker? There it goes. Descending, and Corbin's going before Voltron. Alright, Selena. You see this thing poking its head out of the wall, biting onto Hope. Make sure your token's health and everything is reflective correctly, by the way. Because these tokens might not have the correct health.
Yeah, mine are fine.
Hope looks like she's very about to be dead right now, according to the health bar.
Yeah, that's accurate.
Hope is a rogue barbarian.
Do I have a straight shot at it?
It's kind of the head is in the wall. You have a straight shot at the head. You can't see the rest of it.
Is there a way I can get to a straighter shot of it than I am now? That's
if Hope moves. Hope's kind of like you have a pretty good shot on it, but there is still Hope is there, and it's a small target currently.
okay. I will. Fuck it. Let's do it. I'm going to cast Chaos Bolt at it at a level 2.
Right. Make thine attack roll.
9.
Yeah, you launch the Chaos Bolt, and it sort of impacts. It sort of impacts on the wall next to where Hope and it are standing.
Okay.
All right.
And I will spend 2 sorcery points for a quickened firebolt at it.
All right. So
I can only do cantrips.
We were going with the Mercer rules, weren't we? First, like 3rd level or lower for second spell.
Are we?
Yeah.
Oh, then
that's
another
why
second,
you took quickened.
Then my other second level. Oh, that's right. Then my other second level spell goes into another firebolt.
Okay.
Or chaos bolt.
All right. Second Chaos Bolt.
15?
Hey.
15 hits the wall.
Then I'm not going to hit this thing. So that's my action.
All right. Hope.
All right, I am annoyed and frustrated and in a lot of pain, and I have been puking and stuck on an elevator and in a carriage with all of you for like days. I am going to bonus action rage.
Okay.
So a pretty
And
enjoyable
then-
trip so far.
Yeah, it's great. And then do radiant consumption as my action.
All right.
So that thing is, I am now emitting bright light in a 10-foot radius. So 10 foot.
Blinded with pepper spray.
Okay. You are not, you,
So-
so this light erupts off of you, and now you have a very clear look at this thing's head, and you notice it does not have eyes.
Fuck. It does take radiant damage though. So
How much
half
damage does it
my
take?
level. It's 2 radiant damage.
When you make an attack on it, it takes radiant
Nope.
damage. Does it not?
At end of each of your turns, you and each creature within 10 feet take radiant damage equal to half your level.
You're taking damage too for this?
Yes, I am. It doesn't make sense, but I'm annoyed.
But you have resistance to radiant damage.
I do. So I take 1 point. It takes 2.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it takes 2 points of damage.
Yep. And I'm yelling. And that's my turn.
Do you move away at all?
Yes.
All right.
That way.
There's a reason the ability is called Radiant Consumption, because it burns you
Yeah.
too.
Alright.
It's pretty
Corbin.
bad.
Okay, so let's see. Its head is still just sticking out of the wall.
Yep. But Hope has moved out away from blocking it.
And
So if
it's
you
now
get
really
around-
lit up.
If you get around to the side, you can see it better now.
Yeah, I will. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll get right there, and I'm just gonna huck my spear at it because that's what's in my hand. So
You don't want to step closer and try to stab it?
I can't make it there.
Oh, okay. All right. So yeah, throw
That
your
was my
spear.
full movement to get to that spot.
Throw your spear. Ting, 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 ting. With a 9, your spear clatters against the wall.
Okay. Bonus action. Can I pull one of my hand axes off and throw it?
Nope.
Okay.
With a bonus action to attack with a light
That'd be
weapon
it.
requires you having a light weapon in your primary hand.
Yeah.
And a spear is not a light weapon.
Yeah. Then
It is lit, though.
It is lit,
Yeah,
and
it's
it is
lit.
now on the ground over by it.
This fight is lit, yo. No, I'm just kidding. That was dumb. I'm gonna. Do I hear anything else? Like,
You hear some more scratching in the walls.
I'll then for my last thing, I'll just pull out. I'll drop the shield and pull out my great axe
All right,
off my back.
Baldrin.
Okay. I'm going to run into this radiant burning flame that is here with my full
Yep.
movement. And put my hand on hope. By the grace of the Forge Father, that which is broken shall be made anew. And I cast Cure Wounds.
Not broken.
Your flesh is kind of torn and broken open in several places right now, especially with poison damage.
You're not poisoned, by the way. You just
Yep.
take poison damage.
5 healing.
You heal 5 as
Sweet.
William rolls minimal healing. Nice love you guys tonight. Is that your turn?
Yeah. And then with my bonus action, by the grace of the Forge Father, strike the hammer upon the anvil of war, and I cast spiritual weapon next to the thing to hit it.
Warhammer. Hammer. Okay.
All right, spiritual weapon
There you go.
hit the thing. 19.
A 19 hits. So yeah, you start playing whack-a-mole as the hammer ratchets back and slams in, smacking it in the face.
Minimal damage, not just minimal healing, also minimal damage.
Dealing 5 points of force damage. Nyx.
You're muted.
For those who GM in the system, quick question. Where on a creature sheet would resistances be, if there are any?
They'd be listed.
Usually, like right under the senses and challenge rating,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's part
Okay.
of the it's actually between skills and senses.
or rather, right above the senses and challenge rating. Blur.
All right, then in that case, I'm going to turn into a giant. Nyx is going to head. Actually, bonus action, healing word on hope. Because I can't do that once I transform. Take
Thank
some
you.
healing.
Hope heals for 9.
So that should get you nearly up to full, and then staying out of the sphere of light. Next, will rush to there, morphing into a giant rat. That's my turn.
All right. Let me pull up giant rat.
You dirty rat.
I'll put my temp health in a bar above my current one. Giant rats are ironically small creatures.
I mean, because they're giant for rats.
Mhm.
Yes. I don't have control of my rat self.
I know. Hang on. There. Hang on. You go away. There. You are rat Nyx. Yeah. Okay.
And are beast shapes just supposed to take average health, I think?
Max health. I believe they take the max health. I don't know.
It's the
Yeah,
health
average.
as listed in
Health
the
as listed in the book.
the
yeah.
number as opposed to the dice,
I was
Yes.
assuming so.
That.
which is the half plus 1 on hit die. And,
Okay.
Yeah.
So, this head that is just sort of sticking out of the wall lets out this weird, gravelly sound as it begins to protrude. And you all watch as this thing just sort of pours out of the hole in the wall and rears up. It is a little bit bigger than you guys, but still a medium creature. And these purple and beige leathery wings sort of unfurl from its back as its long snake centipede-like body curls out and pools on the floor. You see dozens of legs sort of skittering along the centipede-like body from what you would equivocate to be like mid-torso down, as it rears up and back, and opening its mouth goes at Hope.
Mm-hmm.
And on its turn is where we're going to end for today. So, we have been Final Show Films. We produce a wide variety of content every day of the week. You can check out our website at finalshowfilms.com. You can also check us out on our Patreon page at patreon.com/fsfilms. If you like to support us financially, you can do so there. Thank you to all of our patrons, especially our $25 tier supporters, Chris Comfort, Antitonic, and Cat Waterflame. Without whom we wouldn't be able to do quite as much of the stuff that we do already. Thank you, Kat, for the 180 bits from earlier.
Yes.
If you want to support financially, you can do so there. You can also do so here on Twitch. We are Twitch affiliates, which means that you can throw bits our way, like Kat did, and you can also subscribe to the channel if you want. And remember, let folks know if you like what we do. When we hit 500 followers, we get to be Twitch partners, which means we get a bigger chunk of change from the bits and subscriptions you guys give us. We also want to thank the folks over at 411mania.com. Jeremy, tell us a little bit about 411mania.com.
411mania.com is the place you want to go if you're interested in pretty much anything pop culture related. Whether it's movies, television, comic books, video games, music, mixed martial arts, wrestling. We cover pretty much everything. Those things specifically. Whether... If you were to go there right now, you could see who is officially set to write and direct the X-Force film. New picks from the upcoming fourth season of Black Mirror. Terrible news for people who want to watch Marvel films on Netflix. And a whole bunch of other stuff. Reviews of a review of Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. Spotify's new premium streaming bundle with Hulu. Live coverage of Global Force Wrestling Impact for the 3 people who care about that show. And so on and so forth. It's 411mania.com.
Yep, we appreciate them for putting our stuff up there, and appreciate you guys for watching. As a note, tomorrow there will be no Afterlight Skies, and Sunday there will be no Adventurers League, as we have folks working or being at Rose City
Comic Con.
Rose City Comic Con. I wanted to say Ruby for some reason. I don't know why. Rose City Comic Con. So we will be missing those 2 shows, and also next week there will be no Eberron campaign podcast. So, because people are working. In the meantime, if you're watching on YouTube, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe below, and we'll see you all next time. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.